Chicken jockey, chicken jockey, chicken jockey.
Oh yeah! It's that Are We Woke Yet streaming live, Woke Wednesday special streaming live at your face, streaming live.
Chicken jockey.
And you know it's with your boy, Hayden. And of course, as always, streaming with me, you got the main man, the white buddy himself, Maxwell. And you already know that we're going to do a little music at the end of the show. You know that's going to be by me, Hayden, because I do it right and I do it tight. And of course, accompanying will be Max. Oh yeah, it's that time of the night, it's that time of the week, it's that time to get it right, get it tight. Let's streaming live, streaming now live. Alright. Bing, 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 bong. Bing, 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 bong. Like we still get the Minecraft movie shit up, that's good. Major L update. I think I said this at the end of last stream too, but I'm very upset. I think the only reason I would ever ask anybody for subs is to get money toward a new mug, H mug for me, because my H on my mug unfortunately has died and left us and has gone to mug letter heaven. It would be nice. We should get matching mugs though, shouldn't we, Max? We should have matching mugs.
Yeah, if like one had
That'd be
I had
cute.
one with your cock on it and you had one with my cock on it.
Chicken jockey.
That'd be cute.
Ooh, Minecraft alert.
Who's feeling that chicken jockey vibe tonight, chat? Sound
What's
off.
up, Deke, Jill, Ronnie, Papa, War Dog, Max Pasta? That's like how you get affiliate and immediately started spamming copyright music. You should ask for subs for money. Okay, Deke, you want a sub?
Sure.
Chicken jockey, chicken jockey.
Who else is in?
All right, we're gonna start off slow tonight. You know, we're gonna ease into it. We got
Velvet Mike.
special voice message tonight. We're gonna do a deep dive on a recent topic, recent controversy, and of course, we're gonna react to some dumb videos, make some silly jokes, and maybe at the end of the news stream, we will get into a bit of Dr. Love, taking your calls, giving advice, spreading the love and the jism. All right, as always, we got our weekly one joke monologue, airplane joke of the week.
Oh shit! Fuck! Here we go.
We're going to go ahead with our airplane joke of the week. Earlier this week, an American Airlines flight turned back when a passenger's meal choice wasn't available, prompting him to attempt to barge into the cockpit. This is real stuff. This was a flight from New York to Milan, Max. 4 hours in, a full flight turned around because one guy couldn't get a meal. And so he decided to cause a scene. Unbelievable, Max. I'll tell you what, if I was on that flight, once the plane was well and landed, I would have made sure the guy got fed. A knuckle sandwich.
Ooh,
No.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. All right, give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for that.
Thank you very much. That is our weekly airplane joke on a monologue. All right, well, there was some news this week. Some things happened, and of course, we're going to lightly touch on the important stuff and dive way too deep on the stupid stuff. So let's get into it.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Okay.
As always, again, folks, if you're feeling real passionate about a topic, feel free to call in. Also, if there's a news story you feel like we must cover, you can throw that in. Please join the Discord and throw in any clips you'd like us to react to. Of course, the criteria is they must. It's a clip that must either be cringe or ratchet. Isn't that right, Max?
Yeah, cringe and or ratchet. Will react to it. What's up, Velvet Prince being reloaded? Just like the Matrix, honestly. Matrix Reloaded, starring Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne and
Hell yeah.
others.
All right, well, it's the stream 31-ish, the 31st Woke Wednesday stream. Although we used to do the Woke Show on Tuesdays, now we've split it up, and I think we're just growing and showing, right? You know?
Yeah.
pretty hardcore. You know what I mean?
No.
We're growing and showing.
But here we go. Stream 31-ish. OMG Goku. First we mined, and we crafted.
Chicken jockey.
Let's get into it.
I was looking at the GIF when I heard that.
Nice. That's the goal. I hope people are.
Chicken jockey.
Hashtag panicking. Hashtag Pilverine.
Hashtag
Here we
panicking.
go. What we
Hashtag
got
go to
on
80.
there?
Hashtag Dr. Love. Hashtag people.
First slide. The NASDAQ is back. Don't be a panicking.
Yeah, earlier this week, as Trump tanked the stock market, he tweeted whatever you want to call it, Truth Socialed, a very long post in which he referred to people who were reacting negatively to his decision to slam everyone on Earth with tariffs. He referred to the people against that as panicins, a brand new term. Not the sharpest term I think he's thrown out there. Not the sharpest. You know, I think he's come up with better zingers before.
Yeah.
Now we got panicins. Anybody who is not really for his current policy is a panikin. Interesting. Kind of sounds like Anakin, though. You know, it sounds cool. Yeah, Panikin. Panikin Skywalker. I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. But it appears he's getting the last laugh. The NASDAQ bounced back today as he paused tariffs on every country but China. China. What do you feel about this, Max? What do you think is going on here?
I think it's market manipulation.
Oh, uh-oh. I would agree, Max.
It's time to buy. It's time to buy. And then he said, I'm pausing tariffs. And then the market went up.
Mm-hmm. So the issue is, you know, there are a ton of people who have only recently turned against Trump with all this tariff mess, who used to be totally on board with him. And I guess they're probably upset today as the people who bought really benefited today. And the people who really made out were the big billionaires. Those were the people who really made out pretty well after this whole situation. Retaliatory tariffs from China are also a thing. You know, they're pulling that out.
There's
What are you doing? You're smacking a bug?
There's a bug. Yeah, Tesla, what? Oh, full disclosure, I'm finishing White Lotus. Okay, Velvet. No worries. Let's click this link. Whoa, look at that. If you start the chart at April 7th, it looks great. By April 9th, it's back up.
Right. And this is the thing. This is the typical Trump. Let's create a huge issue, and I take the issue away, and then look, I fixed a problem I made. Yeah, this is similar to me to when, you know, I was living in New York and I was bartending on Wall Street, and all the Finbro guys would brag to me about their pump and dump schemes. Kind of what this is giving.
Is he a communist? Is this that controlling
maybe deep down
the price of everything?
Yeah, controlling the market.
And determining the industry in the United States. Moving it to more of a production industry versus a tech, whatever the fuck we were, military, everything, you know?
Yeah.
I think he's a communist. He's a fucking red-blooded piece of shit commie. Let's kill him, string him up. Just kidding. In Minecraft.
Could be his biggest secret. Yeah, don't say that now. They're fucking sending everyone who even jokes about that shit to Guantanamo. Don't even joke about that, Max. You don't want to get sent to Guantanamo. I'll tell you that. This week, they're you know, you saw they sent the guy wearing a Atlanta. What was he? Oh no, he was wearing a Chicago Bulls hat. They interpreted it as a gang sign. And sent him away, wrangled him up, sent him away, and now they're having to figure out how to bring him back. The type of just fun stuff we're dealing with in the nation. But yeah, here we go. This was Trump's classic little market manipulation poll today. he's framing it as sticking it to everyone else. But let's go to the next slide because we do have a response to this. Okay, we have a personal response.
Okay.
To what's been going on with the market.
The real plan? Make the rich richer, BB. Zuck made a buck. Zuck my cock. Pregnant Zuckerberg. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg on the beach. Money symbol. Mark Zuckerberg with spy glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
GIF of child with money.
Let's go ahead and click on this article right here.
Sorry, I was doing that.
And as you were saying, this seems like some market manipulation situation. And now we got this article in due times today. Must to Zuckerberg. Billions made by the tech bros through this tariff pause situation.
Wait, hold on. India news. Air India Express pilot dies of cardiac arrest after landing.
Oh, you got a zinger for that one?
Just give me a minute here. We'll come back to what this was.
Oh, wait.
28-year-old Air India Express pilot who recently got married died of cardiac arrest. According to a report by
recently got married.
Orthopedists say that barefoot shoes are worth it. Where'd the article even go?
That's all you get.
What the fuck?
All you get.
Oh,
told you all you needed to
know. Who killed homie? Who killed him? Oh, we deeply... His heart did. The pilot threw up inside the aircraft after landing. HT cannot independently verify the information. Deeply regret. Respect privacy this time. Yeah, I mean, like...
Chicken jockey!
Okay. I didn't have a joke, but...
Okay, cool. We just segue to a sad story. Awesome.
Hey, you must have had some of that Indian street food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tough times for the passengers. They're going to have airport street food.
He got a heart attack when he got a text from his wife saying, "Come home, I just made a dinner for you." He'd rather die than eat that garbage.
He's Indian.
What really killed him? His wife's dinner.
Mamma mia!
Anyway.
Isn't it funny that he's Indian?
Yeah, nice.
President Donald Trump's 90-day tariff pause, he died, sent the stock market rocketing, and the world's wealthiest people added $304 billion to their combined net worth on Wednesday, the largest one-day gain in Bloomberg Billionaires Index history. This comes as Meta and Tesla jumped over 10% after a week of heavy losses. Everything else went up when the 90-day relief was announced. The record day comes on the heels of last week's sell-off following President Trump's tariff announcement. However, it was payday on Wednesday as the total wealth gain beat the previous record of $233 billion set in March 2022. How did the tech bros do? Elon Musk added $36 billion to his fortune after his EV maker stock jumped 23%. Mark Zuckerberg gained almost $26 million.
26 billion.
Jensen Huang.
26 billion.
His wealth rise, $15.5 billion. That's NVIDIA. However, percentage-wise, it was Ernest Garcia III, the CEO of Carvana Co., who came out as the winner. His fortune increased 25%.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd love to hear from Ernest Garcia III. If he's listening or if anyone knows him, please reach out. That being said, in the meantime, we do have a personal comment. As we know, Zuck is a friend of the show. We requested comment on this.
Hold on. We'll get to that in one second. There's a quote here from Trump explaining why he made the pause move. Trump said, "I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know. They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid."
Hashtag panicking.
But yeah, we have a cool video from the Zuck explaining his personal point of view on what's going on. I've got it right here. You guys want to see it?
$26 billion in a day.
$26 billion Can you even? I can't. I can't even begin to comprehend. You actually just think that he's a real person. Okay.
Oh, well, hello, woke fans. Zuck here. I'll be back soon. I'm a little busy right now navigating this boom market. We're in the golden age of America, gentlemen. So Hayden and Max asked me to comment on a report that came out today. And David advised that I shouldn't, but I'd like to. And by the way, again, not my metaverse lover, despite the rumors. But the report that came out today stated I made quite a fortune. But I really didn't make anything. My mind and body, physically and spiritually, have nearly fully transitioned to the metaverse. Money doesn't matter there. Except for metabooks. Come join us. Tariffs need not apply. Oh, whoops, gotta go. My yacht just hit rough waters.
Okay. Thanks for that message, the Zuck.
All right, yeah, Zuck. I'm sure we'll have him on personally at some point. He can go ahead and call in. As of now, hope that yacht was doing okay. I wonder if he just bought that yacht. If that was maybe newly bought today with that 26 Billy.
He could have. Usually yachts take a long time to buy, so to like make them for you.
Yeah, but if you're the Zuck, who's to say? Stop you.
Say? He could have bought someone else's yacht.
True. Why would he do that though? Secondhand? Doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
No. David might be though.
Anyway, please go ahead and gift us subs. We'd like to make 26 billion in it. We should do that. We should have an upper tier, 26 billion. That's our goal.
Yeah.
New goal.
It's new sub goal, 26 billion. Any Oilers in
That's
chat? Want to give Amazon, what would that be? $130 billion to get us 26 billion subs. Hey, Jeff Bezos, if you're listening, start liquidating.
Bezos, he's getting ready to send his wife to space right now. That's what Bezos is doing.
To space?
Yeah, they're doing the whole, we were going to do a slide on it, and then it decided not to, but we could talk about that at some point if you want to look it up. The girls, Katy Perry's going to space. It's his wife, Katy Perry, and Gail King. Who else is going to space? And then a couple NASA gals on a all-girl, girl power trip to space.
Okay. Blue Origin Celebrity Space Trip.
You would just look up girl trip. I mean, that's literally going to come up.
April 14th.
There's an all-female space flight.
Cool. It's 11th human flight. Will lift off from Launch Site 1 in West Texas on April 14th.
That's right.
Aisha Bowe, Amanda Wynn, Gail King, Katy Perry, Carrie Ann Flynn, and Lauren Sanchez. Ideally launch on April 14th, but let's say it don't have perfect conditions, they won't do it. But Blue Origin has been pretty successful in their human launches so far. They just send people up, they orbit for a little bit, and come back down. I wish I was on that rocket.
With Katie. Who knows what's going to happen?
Honestly, can you imagine just being up there with Katie and it's like, whoa.
If the thing crashes, you'll really be a firework then, you know what I'm saying? It'll really be a firework if it crashes because of fire in the sky, and she had a song called Firework. Understand that?
Okay, you were going with her blowing up joke. I was going up with her tits floating around joke.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag floating in a ship, a real spaceship? Ignite the gas and light it on fire. What's that sound? Not going any higher, 'cause baby we're a firework.
Mamma mia!
Prayers up for the all-female Blue Origin trip to space. Let's get our girls to space and bring them back home.
Let's get our girls home. I just meant girls, yeah. Fuck. I wish I was on that rocket. Can you imagine being on that rocket with like 5 girls? I'm like, I'm a boy. You guys are girls. Oh shit, here we go. I like guys, says Jill Ronnie. Well, you wouldn't enjoy the space flight then, unless I was there. Caffeine-fueled teens go chicken jockey mode for Minecraft. Here we got Gerald Gargar saying they want me to fight the chicken. And then he says, what?
Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey.
Awesome.
Chicken jockey.
Here we go, folks. Now we're into the fun part of the game.
It's the
Let's see what's
latest
going on. These
rallying.
teens are causing a goddamn ruckus.
Yeah, big ol' ruckus. Here we go. It's on the news. I got a clip of ABC News doing a vertical video here. Let's take a listen.
Cry for millions of moviegoers.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Those 2 little words sending teenage fans of a Minecraft movie into a frenzy, resulting in screaming, popcorn throwing, and soda flying through the air. In at least one case, the police have gotten involved, escorting some of the offenders out of theaters. So what is a chicken jockey? The official definition? A child zombie who rides a chicken, of course. This morning, that craze around chicken jockeys causing one movie theater in New Jersey to take matters into its own hands, instituting a new policy. Minors will now have to have a parent or responsible adult with them if they want to watch the film. The Township Theater in Bergen County writing in a statement that a group of boys engaged in completely unacceptable behavior, including vandalism. They also received multiple complaints from other moviegoers who were trying to enjoy the film with their families.
The manager called us and said that the theater was in bad shape. He said, well, it's a terrible mess. There is lotion squirted all over the place, and there's a row of seats that have been pulled out of the floor.
Based on the 2011 video game, the film has already grossed over $163 million in its opening weekend.
Let's do this.
Making it the biggest box office opening of the year. Jason Momoa spoke about filming the scene during the promotional tour.
You remember in the movie where I'm fighting the chicken jockey, which is hilarious. Dude, the chicken's just like, buck, buck. It hits its nose. I lost it because they didn't have that in there when I was doing it.
People go to movie theaters for the communal experience, and this is part of that. I mean, I know that what we're seeing in videos can be or appear to be distracting for cinema goers. But when you look at who's in the audience, it's filled with young kids who at this point are going to see this film for this moment. They're going to have fun.
Yeah. That's so awesome. There needs to be a whole documentary on Chicken Jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a video today, too, of a bunch of, like, 12-year-old kids who were walking through L.A. and ran into Jack Black and got him to say it.
I wonder how long this is going to go on in his life.
I think this is kind of a forever thing. The decision to become Steve is a lifelong commitment, you know?
Yeah. I imagine 10 years ago it was, could you say skadoosh? And he'd be like, skadoosh. And 10 years before that, it's like, can you say I fucked the devil or something? Let's say Nacho Libre.
Chicken jockey.
They should make a Chicken Jockey movie. Yeah, they could do a prequel.
That's brilliant. I'm sure that's going to happen. That's a brilliant idea. You should be in Hollywood. That's exactly what the producers are talking about right now.
We've got our Grogu. We've got our Grogu. Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey. Oh my God. I love the part of the ABC News breakdown of, you know, what is a chicken jockey? The visual Minecraft dictionary. Well, it's a child zombie riding a chicken, of course.
Yeah.
Chicken jockey.
What the
Very
fuck?
funny. I'm about to scream that shit as loud as I can in the theater, regardless of the next film I watch.
Chicken jockey.
That's good. That's a good idea.
What is the next film you're gonna watch? What's coming out? As you should. What films are coming out? Films.
Sinners, that's the big
Coming
one.
out.
Everyone should go see Sinners. I'm hype on Sinners.
Here we go. Snow White, a Minecraft movie. This isn't in any particular order.
What the hell is it? This is just films
Popularity.
kind of random, yeah.
Release date. Here we go. Thanks for
Oh
not
god, it's
telling
gonna
me the
start at
date
the beginning
either.
of the year.
It's okay.
The films this weekend, or
Yeah. But films coming out in April 2025. April 2025 movies. We got Paddington in Peru.
oh yeah,
Screamboat, Mufasa the Lion King, The Bondsman, Fog of War, Minecraft. Bunch of other shit. Hell of a Summer. The Monkey.
Freaky Tales is. I saw The Monkey. I liked The Monkey. It's not great, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's so ridiculous.
William Tell. Gazer. Not Just a Goof. Okay.
That's the documentary about Goofy movie.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's the. Okay, what comes out next? The Amateur. Drop, or what comes out on the 10th? G20?
Oh, yeah, Drop.
Okay.
I know they've been doing a lot of promotional, like rollout promo shit for G20. I did one in New York. I had some friends go to that.
Nice.
Looks like dog shit, but Alto Nights is a movie that already flopped. I guess it's like people forgot that movie even existed. It was Robert De Niro playing two different roles.
A lot of movies coming out, but yeah, you got to yell chicken jockey at these movies.
A lot of this is fucking direct to video shit.
Yeah.
Random
Whatever.
bullshit.
Chicken
Woman in the
jockey.
yard. Get to next. I'm saying Sinners is the one though. Sinners is out
Okay, I'll keep going.
next week.
Sinners.
Sinners is out on the 18th.
Coming Friday,
Hell yeah.
April 13th, April 18th.
That's what I'm talking about.
Haley
Chicken
Steinfeld,
jockey.
Michael B. Jordan, Jack O'Connell, Delroy Lindo, Ryan Coogler, Omar Benson Miller, James Lawson, Wunmi Mosaku,
Ooh, me.
Wolfman.
Movie already came out. Is this like in Britain or something? What the fuck is this list? Wolfman came out like, oh, it says VOD digital. Oh, I see. That's why you're getting so much shit too. It's showing what's coming out on VOD on certain days and shit too.
Okay.
Congested.
Oh, here's a much better list. Okay.
Yeah.
The Wedding Banquet.
The Accountant 2.
Neeks.
Wedding Banquet looks cute. Fucking
Until
gay
Dawn, the
rom-com.
movie. Or is that a TV show? It's the TV show.
Yeah, it's a movie. I want to see it.
Oh, I thought it was a TV show. Yeah, I mean, we
David
talked
Sandberg's
about it.
doing it. It looks fun. I mean, it looks silly fun. But
Yeah. Legend of Ochi with Finn Wolfhard. That kid's wolf is hard. I can say that. 'Cause he's 22. I can say whatever I want about Finn Wolfhard now. I think he was kind of annoying as a kid. That's everything I have to say.
Thunderbolts on the 2nd.
Yeah.
Those test screenings going pretty well.
Hell yeah, they are. The test screenings, Thunderbolts, Marvel, Thunderbolt. Okay, we're getting pretty far.
All right, now we're
Chicken
getting
Jockey.
into deep into May. We're getting into.
Yeah. Chicken Jockey.
Chicken jockey.
Here we go. Look, these teens, they're ravenous. I think the easy solution to some of this, why don't theaters have like teen showings?
That sounds like
You
a
know, like-
terrible idea.
That's the way to solve, because then you're not causing as much disruption with fucking random people in the theater. You know, a dad taking his kid to see it or whatever. You just got teens in there screaming chicken jockey and bullshit. You they all want to go with each other and let them have fun.
There's got to be a solution that is. I feel like teens only would invite it, but if you did like that, like parents and kids only, would probably be a better solution than saying teens only. Because if it's like teens only, it's like, yeah, let's go there and fucking destroy the theater and squirt lotion. As a parent,
Nut.
Yeah. Chicken Jockey. Okay, here we go. We got an update here. You guys remember Emily's Pork Store? So Emily's Pork Store is a store in New York City, and they sell pork.
Yeah, it's a meat shop and deli in Brooklyn of highly esteemed. A lot of people love it. Great subs.
They
And,
had like the chaos showings of Wicked for all of the annoying people. Just do that.
Yeah.
Sure. But Emily's Pork Store has an Instagram, and that Instagram has a Threads account connected to it. And there's an old man who has access to this Threads account and doesn't know he has access to this Threads account, and is just commenting on all these MILFs and stuff. Oh, there's one picture I missed. Whatever. It wasn't a MILF. It was just another math thing. But you'd be commenting on them on the official Emily's Pork Store account. So like there's this lady on the left saying, "Can I be part of your weekend plans?" And she's just like naked, and he's like, "You from New York?"
It's just fucking boomer bait on this shit too. I mean,
yeah. I'm so tired of all those men rejecting me because I'm over 40 with a mom bod. I feel so alone. And then Emily's Pork Store says, "No way men are rejecting you." And then this one I thought was very funny because it didn't make sense how this was like just ordered here. Not really sure what the order is here actually, but one of these says, "I'm not crying, bless her little heart, so overwhelmed for her," and it's this deaf girl hearing for the first time with implants or something. And then I think Emily's Pork Store is trying to respond to that, but responded to, "Shock, Brad Pitt's 17-year-old daughter, CeeLo, finally admitted that she had an affair with Diddy. Something we've long suspected. Diddy forced me to confess." And I'm not really sure what he's replying to here. Is this deaf girl
that's so
replying
beautiful.
to Diddy? Like, why is this
so beautiful?
Someone wants to help me clear this up. I don't understand how the order.
Yeah, it's just somebody posted this article in viral threads, and then there was underneath it, someone responded for some reason with this shit, which must just be trying to make another video go viral. And he reacted. His reaction was to this video of the girl, but he responded. He, went by responding to the top thread, which was Brad Pitt's daughter saying she had an affair with Diddy. Which,
yeah.
Who's to say if that's what went down? Yeah, Emily's Pork Store. The man's a menace.
John Pork. He's calling. Will you answer?
Chicken Jockey.
He's going to answer the call.
Awesome.
To dominate this week.
A new huge story. Hayden, you want to take this one? Wait, hold on. Where's the alert? Please.
Oh, snap.
Why didn't we get an alert?
This is a you problem, Max.
God. Yeah, it is.
This is a you fucking problem. Well, thank you, Papa, for gifting to Brookie Wookiees. Max just has a lot to figure out in this life, and that's all right. It's more headache. Thank you very much. In celebration, we will go ahead and do our
circle jerk. We're circling
jerk.
Brookie. Hey, Brookie Wookiees. You're a sub now. It means nothing. Idiot. I literally didn't change anything. I'm sorry. The properties. I still got the URL on there. It's in here. It just didn't do anything. Max is a loser. So
Fucking believable.
I do have a weapon I can use on myself here. If you guys want.
Live on air?
End the stream that way.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. That's by Chicken Jockey. Max hashtag.
They want me to fight a chicken? Pro-lifer got her jaw rocked in Harlem.
Here we go, dude. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this because let me tell you something before we get into the real nitty-gritty of this shit.
Okay.
The problem overall with this story,
yeah,
okay, has to do with the fact that this is the shit that's getting sensationalized. The main people reporting on this are conservative-leaning media. New York Post, which is like the one conservative New York City big mag, that's the one Trump reads. They're going for it, and then all the fucking conservative pundits are trying to have a field day with this footage. And she whopped her shit with this footage. And there was a very long video that I don't have. So I'm going to give you some context from the long video before we watch this little clip. There was a long version that's getting taken down. And it was taken off of YouTube, World Star, all of it. And it was the woman who got attacked video. And it's taken down, I think, because if you watch the whole thing, it gives more credence to the idea that she kind of should have seen it coming, should have seen that fist coming to her chin, and doesn't really fit the narrative of she was sucker punched, which is what every other article says. Pro-lifer was unjustly sucker punched. But what it really is she was doing one of those Beatty videos in Harlem. Okay, this woman fucked around and found out. She does not need to be in motherfucking Harlem. This girl knows nothing about New Yorkers. She's walking around New York with a mic trying to get people to talk about Planned Parenthood and baits them. She's very nice at first. She gets this one woman to come up and says, "Oh, we're talking about Planned Parenthood today." And she lets this Harlem resident talk about how advantageous Planned Parenthood has been to her and her friends in her community. That she, is pro-choice, pro-Planned Parenthood. And then suddenly the interviewer reveals herself to be a pro-lifer, and the tone wildly shifts, and the interviewer starts to get very sassy, very short, very rude, curt, however you want to say it. She starts really fucking with this woman who she's interviewing in terms of just the tone of how she's speaking to her. And it goes on for like 15 minutes of her starting to talk to the woman she's interviewing like the woman is an idiot. And clearly that's going to piss old girl off. All of that context has pretty much been wiped. I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but it's not around anymore. But that's basically the gist of what happens. Also, after she got punched, her husband, who was filming, flipped out and totally reacted poorly. But all that's gone now. But let's watch the little clip that's going around on conservative media.
Okay. I can watch it in just 1 second because there's something I got to do first. If you could believe that. Check this out. No, I did it wrong.
Papa or dog gives it a tier 1
Chicken jockey.
There.
Okay,
Papa or
there
dog
we
gives it a tier
go.
1 subscription
There's
to
our
Grokey Wookies.
tier 1 subscription gift.
I did it. I
You've
did
done
make a
it.
custom alert that it wasn't, I did a lot of work with that one. Okay.
I know, it took you a long time. To Velvet's point, Velvet said, especially the topic on foster care, abuse, neglect from unwanted pregnancy. Yeah, like all that shit is basically cut. She got real snippy with the woman she was interviewing about this because the woman brings up, oh yeah, Planned Parenthood, women do have options for foster care and everything, but Planned Parenthood does like help with that as well. Then the woman starts going, oh, so you're saying you'd rather just kill the woman she's interviewing like misspeaks at one point, and the girl interviewing her just goes off like, oh, so you want to kill children in foster care? You do that? You think it's cool to kill kids who get adopted? That's what you want to do? You want to kill? And it's like every time the woman she's interviewing tries to say something, she's like, no, you want to kill kids. No, I get it. You want to kill little babies. You want to kill 7-year-old children. Like, that's the shit she's saying to this woman she's interviewing. And she fucks around and she finds out. But let's watch this clip.
Okay.
I've never seen a bitch play victim harder than this woman either, but we'll get to that.
Killing babies
Yeah.
in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What
What's wrong with you? You have a.
Oh my god. She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face.
It's almost like you just shouldn't be super rude and sarcastic to some chick on the street in Harlem. I can't even believe that. Yeah, one punch, she got it done. We're in Harlem, bitch. Where the fuck do you think you are? Talking that shit like you know what's up. If you can't back it up, then don't fuck around because you're going to find out.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Look, and I don't condone violence. I'm just saying, man, but because then that's the narrative. It's so funny to me. All these if you look this up, all that comes up is conservative websites and shit. She gets sucker punched for exposing a pro-choice woman on the street. And it's like, everyone's saying they resort to violence. This is, of course, what leftists do is they always resort to violence. Which is it? Because I'm pretty sure conservatives mostly call leftists pussies. You go from you're all weak, you're all this, and then somebody attacks and you're violent. See, now they're violent. So which is it? Are leftists violent? Are leftists weak?
Yes.
Use whatever angle they can to just antagonize.
Hannibal Burris left a comment here saying, no matter what
I
side
love
of
it.
you're on in this argument, we can all agree that the camera work was terrible upon impact. They have a cameraman.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. But here's the other thing is this woman's then going on, and this is why I don't even want to say her name or give her any more attention because she's been using this to her fucking advantage. They did like a whole piece on her, I think in the Post or one of the other fucking conservative rags. And the pictures, I mean, it looks like the pictures taken of like 9/11 survivors and shit. Or people that like survived a hideous plane crash or something. Like it looks like they're framing it like this horrific, she's a survivor, for getting punched. And she's totally milking it. It's completely stupid to me.
This is her 9/11.
Yeah.
This is this Harlem residence 9/11.
Chicken jockey.
This is this New York City
This
residence.
chick clearly does not live in Harlem. This is what I'm saying too. Like the fact that she thought she can be that fucking rude and not get hit in the fucking face in Harlem is wild.
Yeah.
She's gonna say that. She's like, it happened out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden she gets punched and she's crying, and that's what I'm saying. Like you can't find I'm sure you can somewhere, but all the original like links for the whole footage are taken down. But
it's a nice punch.
Yeah, it's good. Come on.
And it's very well telegraphed too.
That's a New Yorker right there. New York strong.
The girl with the mic really could have dodged it if he was from New York. It was a good punch, but it was like threw her whole body into it. Yeah,
I think you should read the Lexi Television's comment as well because I agree with that.
Yeah, I liked it on our account. One sec. They cut out the part how she antagonized her, laughed at her, demeaned her, and literally poked at the bear and made fun of the woman. Not saying it was right, but I'm saying I understand.
Right. You fuck around, you fucking find out. This is New York. That's what I'm saying. It's like all this whole narrative of she gets sucker punched. If you watch the whole footage, she becomes so rude and condescending. And if you really think you can talk to someone like that on the streets of New York, you got it motherfucking twisted. And then go play victim and go, oh my God, I don't know what happened. Really?
No, I'm gonna be real. I do condone violence.
Chicken jockey.
I'm sick of the bullshit of just being like, I don't condone violence, but
Yeah.
no, like,
fair
fuck
enough.
her. Fuck this dumb bitch. Punch her again.
Well, again, this is a New York Post thing, and they're all, I mean, it's mostly conservatives. But...
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll punch her. I'm a big, strong man.
Sometimes business needs to be handled.
He punched the woman.
Yeah.
I'll punch either.
Chicken jockey.
I don't even care. Okay.
Yeah, so listen.
Wait,
went to New York talking all that shit.
God damn it, NJ. I didn't set up all the alerts yet.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, though, for 40 bits.
Hell yeah. Thank you, NJ. Appreciate it.
Hold on.
No.
Bits. I'm just going to turn on default.
I saw them.
Yeah, but I didn't get an alert. I'm sorry.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Chicken jockey.
Set up yet. Subs, gifted subs, bits. Okay, let me do. What should the text for the bits one be? Username, just gooned out amount bits.
It's a little bust. I think it's a little bust.
There, Buster. Okay.
Buster.
Cool.
Buster.
Chicken jockey.
And Jay, I saw you went to that G20 event. I had some friends go to the New York one. I have some things about that movie. I don't know if the embargo's lifted yet. Did they screen the movie at the event you went to, or what? I want to. You could say one word about that movie if you saw it. Throw it out there.
I fixed it. If you want to give us more bits, it'll show up on the screen. No, I didn't get to see.
I mean, I did see the little. You got a little something going on the screen.
Did it? I didn't see anything. It was just a promo for the movie. Did you promo the movie? I did go to the Last of Us Part 2 premiere, though. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna look real stupid.
I'm looking at it right now. I don't see text, though. I see the bits.
I think I owe NJ money.
I see the bits, I just don't see the other.
Secretly gay dudes will read this message.
What? Unreal.
Yeah. Alerts. Cheering of any amount. At least one bit's cheered. Turned to on. Stay alert text. Stay cheer message. Show cheer message. Ivy. Save changes.
Max, complete, please. Let's continue the slide or something. We're just. Awesome.
News. Paul McCartney.
Chicken jockey.
PlayStation 5s.
Explain that.
Here you go.
It's Paul McCartney. Due to a shipment error, we have over 4,000 PlayStation 5 consoles to give away for free. This is exclusive to my fans to show my appreciation. All you have to do is click the link and you will receive your free console.
So as you guys heard, Paul McCartney, due to a shipment error, has 4,000 extra PlayStation 5s, and if you just
I like that it's a shipment error on his part. There's a shipment error. I've got a ton of PS4s just lying around here. What are you tapping? I can get them to you. You know, I love playing the PS5. I love everything I play on the little console. Yes, I do. What does he game? What do you think Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney, is gaming? What is he gaming? I wish
they put Bloodborne onto the PS5.
I've really been enjoying the Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's a lot of fun.
Morales.
I really enjoy that. Max is a doofus.
Pass it on. How about you pass this on?
Oh my god.
Chicken jockey.
I just sexually assaulted you.
No, the AI fake ads and shit are running rampant, and the people who are really thinking this shit is real is just making me sick. But I do like some of these comments, though. I've been stung before. Roger Daltrey did not send me that GameCube. I got an Xbox off John Lennon last week. I might try and fuck with this one.
Yeah. Anything else on Facebook being funny? No, I gotta be on Facebook to do it. It's okay. No. I mean, that was it. Anybody Paul McCartney fans? I'm just kidding. We don't have to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter is in Fortnite. Thank fucking God.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I'm about to blow. I'm about to.
Yeah, dude, this is what everyone's been waiting for, dude. Sabrina in motherfucking Fortnite. And I'll tell you something, Madison Beer's feeling sick.
I'm about to.
She's pissed.
She's pissed because they thought she was the hot girl of Fortnite. Guess what? Sabrina's here.
Chicken jockey.
Let's check this out.
Fortnite players in Sabrina Carpenter skins refuse to kill each other. Dance instead. This video has no sound.
That's right.
Fortnite is all vibes now. Yeah, this video has no sound, is what I just said. Jesus Christ. All right, Kara, the refusal to kill another Sabrina Carpenter girlie on Fortnite. Okay, we're going to X now. Nice. I love when this happens.
Hell yeah.
This happens sometimes.
Solidarity. I'm telling you. This is special. This is girl power. Forget the fucking rocket. Forget Jeff Bezos' little girl rocket. This is girl power right here, dude.
Yeah. Oh, there was a whole girl power scene in the Minecraft movie. Remember that? When they're in Midport Village and then all the piglins attacked with General Chungus. And that's when they get separated. But there's a girl power scene when Dawn and Natalie fight a bunch of piglins together. And they play girl music. Do you remember?
Yeah.
If I was playing Fortnite and I saw two women skins, I'd fucking kill them both. Hashtag Gamergate.
Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
I hate gamer women.
Louise.
Right, Deke just put this in chat. Let's trust Deke. Make sure there's no penis in here on the Tonight Show.
Chicken jockey!
Finances. Chicken jockey? No, this is not true! Let's move on. Let's move on here. I apologize. The new minister of
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. My sentiments exactly.
Chicken jockey.
My favorite thing about Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, I think what's fun, or not funny, or whatever. Here's the thing with Jimmy Fallon. It is weird to me that he is now he's the Tonight Show, he's the host, he's the big guy, but it's like if you look at what the Tonight Show is right now, it's nothing like what it used to be or should be or could be. Like the whole point, I mean, and I guess people argue like podcasts have really taken over in terms of what the Tonight Show used to be in terms of having a little more casual, a little more conversation, but it's like Jimmy Fallon steps out, acts doofy, and then just promos people's movie and laughs at everything they say, and it's like doesn't feel at all like a late night I grew up on. I'll tell you that.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, no, I mean, most people don't watch TV anymore, so.
Yeah, I know they watch this bullshit.
Yeah, this is the real late night with our.
This is our late night.
Baba Booey. Nut.
I saw Jimmy Fallon in Fortnite. I'd go to his house in real life and grill him. What the?
Chicken jockey.
Krillin from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, hell.
Yeah. Krillin from
I think we should play Goku's
Dragon
message again, brother.
Ball Z?
Where's Goku?
Oh, Goku's message? We could do Goku's message.
Yeah, like play Goku's message again. I want to hear his
RB
voice.
woke it. Wow. You guys are like famous now, huh? I'm so appreciative that you guys are fans of mine. And I am so happy to wish you congratulations on reaching 50 followers on Twitch. That's amazing. I absolutely wish the best for you guys. Now, I gotta go. I gotta go bang out Bulma with my big, huge, fat Saiyan cock. It's about to blast. See ya.
Yeah, he fucking banged out Bulma with his big, huge, fat Saiyan cock.
It's fucking legendary, dude. Goku's the man. Love him, dude.
Shout out to Goku in chat. Can we get some
Shouts out,
Gokus in
Goku.
chat? Some
Friend of the show.
Some Goku. Give him your power.
Goku.
Wait, no, that was for Gohan. Sorry.
Friend of the show. Yeah, that's Gohan.
My bad.
Idiot.
Yeah.
You
want to get canceled by the woke left for not remembering who gets the power in the perfect cell fight. I'll get for Gohan. My nipples.
All right. Oh my God.
Next thing. Uh-oh. The Clamtown situation is still crazy. Now, if you guys
Mamma mia!
Clamtown, it's a store. They do clams and other things. It's an experience. It's a lifestyle. It's an
experience. It's everyone's childhood, you know. I mean, you should already know what we're talking about in terms of Clamtown.
Yeah.
The legendary status of it.
But in case you don't, there's some shit going on with Clamtown. All right. Ownership has switched hands. Jeffrey Peepers, Robert Poppers are involved. Miles Teller has been at the protest, killing and fighting people, turning them to goo. There's clams.
And listen, the thing with Jeffrey Peepers, you know, I mean, we've said it a million times. He was the Ronald McDonald of Clamtown. You know, he's the face, the name, and all of a sudden he's disappeared. No one knows where he is. He resigned as the CCO, and he's gone.
Yes. No one knows where Jeffrey Peepers is.
No one knows. And if Robert Poppers really thinks he can take Jeffrey Peepers' position as the head of Clamtown, he's got another thing coming. Miles Teller is going to have to tell Robert Poppers he'll never be Jeffrey Peepers, okay? Poppers is not Peepers.
Poppers is such a stupid fuck. He keeps fucking around and fucking up the image of what I know Clamtown to be, what you know Clamtown to be, what chat knows Clamtown to be.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about resorting to violence, too. I mean, he's taken it to a whole nother level. Like, look, we can get being upset over this whole situation. The rebellion doesn't feel necessarily needed, although we do need answers on where Peepers is right now, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of where Peepers may or may not be, there was a clue. There was a clue on Liberation Day on the tariff list. Taiwan, the number Taiwan was associated with, led people to believe through numerology that Peepers may be in Taiwan.
Yes, it is. It is very possible that Peepers is in Taiwan, and people just need to keep a lookout. People need to peep where Peepers may be residing. Bung, getting a little aggressive here in chat. Gonna just give it straight. The hosts need to go fuck themselves. It's clear that Peepers fled to Israel to continue relations with an underage clam, and these hack fucks won't acknowledge it. They still treat him like a fucking golden idol. He's a sick fuck. Don't get me started on Poppers and his line of women's weight loss medication he tried to sell 4 years ago. Well, yeah, the women's weight loss scam, pretty notorious. Yeah, the coochie clam for your clam sauce that was meant to make people make women shrink up. Didn't work and just made it salty.
Chicken jockey.
It was mainly salt, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just salt. It was like a brine.
The whole situation's crazy. I mean, but if we're lucky, Miles Teller is going to have the last laugh.
Douche.
So, look, that's all we can hope for.
Look, the accusation that Peepers went to Israel with an underage clam, I think, is completely unsubstantiated. It's based on based on an 8chan thread. It's like it's like Q,
Exactly.
right? Q.
I mean,
Q
you're
and
being a
all.
little bit of an edgelord with this stuff. I mean, the underage clam situation was unsubstantiated.
And you know what I say to that? How about we get an ad break in 3 seconds?
You know what we do during an ad break?
What?
Self-fellatio.
Self-fellatio. Here we go. I can't. Are you guys getting ads?
Chicken jockey.
Here's some you wouldn't get an ad.
Whew.
You know, that used to be my party trick in high school. My brother would drag me around and say, "Hey, did you know my brother can suck his own dick?" And then he'd make me like a water bottle, put it over
I see
my
it's
crotch.
now an ad's going on right now.
Oink, 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 oink.
We don't have to keep doing this bit.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna run it into the ground.
Yeah. Little baby Hayden is scared of sucking his own dick.
Scared.
Are you scared?
We should definitely do a full Fear Tactics bit next week, I'm telling you. And we're back to the show. Back to reality.
In 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay, hold on, everybody. Gonna be a bumpy ride. Making cash. Money.
Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey.
Holy fuck.
Stand up on your chair.
Oh. Don't want to.
Don't want
Well,
to, or you can't.
I will use this ad break to piss.
Just realized my ceiling fan is on. That was actually very close. Hayden's gonna go piss. I'm gonna look at you guys.
Chicken jockey.
Bingus. Read Bingus up, everything.
Is anybody out there? I'm stuck. I need my step bro. I'm stuck on my chair and I need my step bro to unstick me. The only way you can unstick me from my chair in this cave is with your step bro penis and your thumb lube. So step bro, please unstick me from the chair. Is this good?
I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my shit.
Oh, I can get shit to play through Hayden's thing. I'm gonna do the door and trick him. Where's the door? Oh, here it is. That was me. Don't worry, guys. That was me. Step bro, you gotta step gate me so I can get out of my step chair. Yeah. Oh, the ads are over.
All right.
Someone is at the door.
What to do?
Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey.
Okay. Thank you for sitting through the ads, everyone. We have more viewers now. That's crazy. What did I even do? What did I even do? Am I entertaining by myself? Can I kick Hayden out of the show? Just kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Don't leave. Yeah, so whatever. Fucking peepers. Poppers. It's some crazy shit.
Of course, keep you updated, and hopefully we can get some footage next week of peepers in Taiwan. Till then, eyes are peeled, ears are open.
I wish I was Spider-Man. Snow White and the Whiny Zios diving deep onto Disney disaster.
All right, so this is a whole situation. This is or we will get special report of the night. We should do something like that, like have a graphic or something. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I got one right here.
Let's do it. Oh, okay. Hey, Bingus.
Bingus quit.
Yeah, he basically retired to the North Pole. He said he wanted to stay there forever. He fell in love with an elf and not leaving.
Yeah.
Actually pretty obnoxious.
Been waiting for this. He's still in the pool, yeah. Unfortunately. He's
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, Velvet. So I would encourage Velvet to go ahead and call in if you would like to comment on this, but I don't know who has heard about this, who hasn't. If you're keeping up with this, if you're not. The whole thing is moderately interesting, but overall pretty ridiculous. So, basically, over the last, 5 or 6 years, Disney has been developing this Snow White movie, and it's kind of been a disaster from the beginning. In development for a long time. Finally, a few years ago, gets greenlit. They bring in Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler is hot off a West Side Story, which was a big hit. Seemed like a somewhat obvious choice to lead a Disney musical and be a Disney princess. The very fact she was cast, however, caused a little bit of controversy amongst, incel sort of the incel-esque community who were upset that she is not technically Snow White. Your skin is not white as snow. And that was enough for Ben Shapiro. Oh, can you look this up real quick? Actually, type this in. Ben Shapiro, Snow White. Ben Shapiro, Snow White. Because this has been started and canceled already. Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire company. Ben Shapiro, if you don't know, the conservative asshole pundit who runs the Daily Wire. There we go. There's a picture of the Snow White and the Evil Queen movie that's not coming out. It was up there. Huh?
What are you looking for?
You're looking for the white girl that you passed. You're there.
Oh,
You're in
okay,
there.
Okay.
Yes. There we go. So this is, I forget what this chick's name was, but she was basically a tool, a shill for Daily Wire for a while. They wrote her scripts and paid her money to live stream and just be conservative. And the conservatives were so angry about Rachel Zegler playing Snow White. They decided we're going to make our own Snow White, and she'll really be Snow White. Funny thing is, since this movie was announced and this teaser has come out, this actress has stopped working for Daily Wire, so it seems as though this movie fell apart. But it's worth noting that the anger around this Snow White movie before it even started shooting was so strong. Conservatives were trying to make their own version. Thank God it didn't come out. Anyway, back to Slide. The film itself had a lot of technical difficulty going on, a lot of problems at the studio, problems with shooting. As you can see on the left, originally, as they were shooting this film, they had reimagined it not as Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, but simply called Snow White, and the dwarves would be a collection, a menagerie, if you will, of magical creatures of all kinds who lived together and mined together.
Chicken jockey!
However, once this leaked, people were so pissed off. Dwarves? They got rid of dwarves, so there's no dwarves? What's happening? And so while they were filming, they switched that up. All these actors pretty much lost out on jobs, or I think somehow in the movie, I think it's worth noting, I have not seen Snow White. As you can see, it did lose $100 million. Didn't do very well for multiple reasons, but I think they rewrote these characters to kind of be something else, so some of them pop up, but by and large, these people lost out on a major role. The dwarves were then reimagined to be whatever this CGI creature thing is in the middle. This freaky little weird thing that you see
disgusting
right there.
Fuck.
All that was going on. There was a lot of weird shit going on set. Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot apparently didn't get along. Gal Gadot apparently also had security with her. A lot of weird stuff going on there. Yes, that's real, Bung.
Hashtag Dopey is retarded.
So, yeah.
Nice one.
Well, that is pretty much it. So, ever since this movie released its first poster, even if you were before a poster even came out, the PR controversies began. So let's take a look at how this started right here. In terms of the hate that wound up going around for the lead actress, Rachel Zegler. We can click the film farm. That's probably a good one to click.
I mean,
they'll be studying this interview.
1937 and very
What? There we go.
evidently so. There's
It's very quiet. Hold on. I don't know what to do. Chrome, louder.
a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because we cast a guy in the movie,
Right.
Andrew Burnap, great dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. But it's one of those things.
So true,
it's
yeah.
an inner journey that she goes on to find her true self, and she meets a lot of people along the way that make the journey really incredible. I mean, the original cartoon came out.
Okay.
So this was kind of the beginning of the shitstorm around this movie. As you can see through all these comments, this is still in March. People still ragging on her for this interview, which was given a while ago. She's funny and awesome. We need to give people guns to kill themselves on Twitter. Yeah, so let me get to this. First of all, let me say this. Do I think the way she spoke about this movie was very informed? No, I think it was goofy. I think she's 19 or whatever she was here, newly famous, trying to pitch some version of this movie that she thinks is going to appeal to the young women who may be following her or in her audience or what have you. I mean, saying it's not about the prince. I mean, the most famous song, I think, from Snow White is "Someday My Prince Will Come." So it's kind of like you are pitching a movie that's not really Snow White. You're saying, yeah, well, there's no prince and there's no dwarves, and I'm just going to be me. So the whole thing was kind of a nightmare. That being said, I think people went way too hard on her. This went way too viral. Do I cringe? Yes, I think this is kind of cringe. I think it's pretty cringe the way she talks about it. She talks about what this movie's going to be. I mean, it's Snow White. It's not whatever movie she's trying to sell here. Anyway, the shitstorm really kicked off with this. People started really ragging on Rachel Zegler and literally hating her. The Disney adults really started to rag on her because, by and large, the Disney adults wanted to see a Snow White who wanted to fall in love and be with the prince and all this bullshit. Yeah, I mean, look at all of this hate. Again, it's not warranted. It's over the top, but this is a little cringe. All right, so anyway, so this is how all the kind of hate surrounding this movie and the hate surrounding Rachel Zegler kicked off. Let's get back to where we're at today after the movie has been released. How's it going?
Snow White producer's son says Rachel Zegler voicing her personal politics for the film's box office in since-deleted Instagram post. Now, before you get to this, I'd like to say I didn't hear anything about this until I heard about this story of producer's son bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead
and that is valid
and say what she said at all. I literally knew nothing about this fucking thing going into it at all.
Sure, I would just argue you're not necessarily a Disney adult or a Disney person or somebody who really pays attention to that kind of stuff, because I don't think you were going to go see Snow White on opening weekend.
No, I would never see it.
So, I doubt I will either. But yes, I think my thing is, I think this situation, we're about to get to the dunce, the Grand Duke dunce of all of it is fucking Jonah Platt, which we're gonna, we're getting there. But yes, I mean, he made this situation 1,000 times worse, and also the finger pointing when the movie was kind of doomed from the start. The thing about her comments are, it rubbed people who did love Snow White and did love this property the wrong way. You lost a lot of Disney adults who would have paid to see this, who said, fuck this. So that was already kind of out there. Whatever her comments were had very little to do, I feel, with what happened with this movie. But let's get to the specifics of it. So this is, we got this, what he commented on a page. I do want to get, though, her original, what she had said. All she had said was like, she had tweeted something at some point that encouraged people to go see the movie, but at the end it just said Free Palestine.
Yeah, I don't see that on this article. Let me just read the article. Jonah Platt, the son of Snow White producer Mark Platt, has laid blame for the Disney remake's lackluster box office performance on its star Rachel Zegler, who he accused of narcissism for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting a movie. 38-year-old Platt.
38 years old, sticking up for his rich daddy, who was the king of Broadway. Who, by the way, if you don't know the family tree on this, you got this Platt, then you got Mark Platt's their dad, who's a big Broadway producer, and then you got Ben Platt is his brother. Ben Platt was the guy who was enhanced it. Ben Platt's on Broadway. He's the big Broadway Nepo baby. He pops up in a bunch of movies. He was in fucking Pitch Perfect, and is a little bit cringe, but in some fairness has distanced himself from his family a little bit. I don't think he had really commented on any of this stuff, but Jonah Platt had a lot to say. Yeah, they quote what she had said at the end of this paragraph, if you want to get there. Yeah.
Okay.
And Platt, the geriatric high schooler. Yeah, exactly.
38-year-old Platt, best known for the host of podcast Being Jewish and to film and Netflix, and to film and television audiences for his 2-episode role in Netflix's Uncoupled, and his performance as Tip Tribby in Being the Ricardos, posted a since-deleted response to an Instagram commenter that had shared reporting that Platt's father flew to New York City to reprimand Zegler during the film's production cycle, per a Variety report. Producer Mark Platt's meeting with the film star was a failed attempt to get the actor to delete a social media post reading, "And always remember Free Palestine." Okay. Yeah.
That is the context of what she had said. That was apparently as offensive as to warrant what he says.
Real creative podcast name. Yeah, Being Jewish. Yeah, my dad, the producer of enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his,
Oh, he had to leave his family.
to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics into the middle of promoting the movie, for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. Jonah Platt wrote, "This is called adult responsibility and accountability, and her actions clearly hurt the film's box office." Okay.
Hunts mode.
Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions, Platt continued. Jesus Christ. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desires at the risk of all the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers, gotta get blue-collar in there, who depend on that movie to be successful. How many blue-collar workers do you know are animators at Disney? How many?
Not just that. Look, one could argue there are blue-collar workers who are, electricians or people, set builders, things like that. They're already paid. It's not like they got a back end on Snow White. They get paid for production and they're out of there. So what the hell is he talking about? Blue collar workers who stand to lose money off of a movie? Like, what in the fuck?
Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged.
Yeah, we got an ad rolling on my end, by the way. I don't know if it's rolling for everybody. It's just a 30-seconder.
Okay.
But we could still, what are your general thoughts on this thus far? We're unloading a lot here. We're unpacking a lot at once about the overall disaster of this movie, and we've barely touched on the Godot of it all. But
yeah, we haven't touched on it. Godot. This guy is a baby.
Absolute baby. You want to talk about a Nepo baby? This is a literal baby. This is a grown man baby.
It's a little baby boy who's saying, "My dad had to leave his family. My dad had to leave me at the mansion by myself for a whole weekend while he had to go talk to the 20-year-old little girl. She's a narcissist. Also, my very important daddy, who's in charge of the most important movie ever, didn't make millions." Yeah, it's a good quote right there.
Exactly. It's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's narcissistic about saying free Palestine.
This is what I'm saying. They're attacking. Once again, it's condescension and demeaning language of this 20-year-old girl. We had to. 20-year-old girl who you're like fucking bullying. This is a new to the industry. Like I said, figure out. No, I do think the D23 shit and stuff was very fucking cringe. It was if you're a producer at Disney, you're going, oh no, because it was, but it's also a 19-year-old girl who, yeah, sure, need a little more PR training, need a little more whatever. That's all fixable. That's all. Instead, what really bothers me, even before you get to this Jonah Platt situation, is why didn't they support her, help her through, hey, maybe let's. Instead, it's like you're antagonizing a very young woman, new to the industry, whatever. Like, help her, support her. Why would you cast her if you're just going to turn her into the villain of this whole story? Blame a 20-year-old for the reason a movie lost $100 million.
Yeah. The way this is phrased here, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee, is so insane. Like, you hired this woman.
Yeah.
Like,
to go reprimand her for saying free Palestine. So again, what is there to reprimand if somebody's speaking their mind
well enough for the PR to like avoid certain things? Like, that's on you specifically. If PR is part of your job, PR training, if you're the employer here. Like, obviously this is a Disney movie and it's such a shit show of a movie that you put together. And now your PR for the movie is, okay, main actress who's 20 years old. Go out there and say whatever the fuck you want, because I don't care. I'm the producer man. And then she says whatever she wants, and then you get pissed?
Yeah.
Like, no, that's the adult responsibility here. She literally just did what the fuck. Whatever she wanted. And really didn't. I'm not sure who's hurt by this other than people that were already rich. It's not like there's going to be a Snow
Right.
White.
So here's the issue, though. You have a movie that's produced. So now, kind of getting to the Godot of it all, I want to see if I can pull up. There's reports about her having private security while she was filming this movie, which is a little rando. But you have Gal Gadot, an Israeli woman who is publicly Zionist. The film is produced by a Zionist. It's clear that that's the issue. This is the issue here. You don't care about free speech. It's not about, she could have said whatever she wanted to say. And case in point is the D23.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a year ago she talked about this movie like it was literally not Snow White. I mean, that was goofy as a motherfucker, and sent the Disney adults in a tizzy. Nobody seemed to tighten her up on that. Nobody seemed to really flip out about that. But the minute she tweets something about free Palestine, all of a sudden we're talking about she's under contract. She can't say that sort of thing. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, had nothing to do with her. She brings her personal politics in it, and that pissed me off enough to make a bigger fucking stink about it.
Yeah, and look, so some of this shit also I think is connected to, what I'm looking at here is the Gal Gadot had private security because apparently there was an influx of death. There were an influx of death threats after she, Gal Gadot had made pro-Israeli supported Israel in some fucking comments. So we know that
right after October 7th, she made a comment saying like,
it said, "I stand with Israel and you should too."
Yeah, and then she very quickly backtracked after that saying something like, people don't want to hear my opinion. I'm an artist, and people just want to see me in the movies. And then I don't think she spoke on it since.
Yeah, and here's another thing. When the movie was coming out, about to come out, they got Gal Gadot a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which costs an immense amount of money. And look, talking about like the economics basically of fucking getting a star on the Walk of Fame is its own conversation. But Gal Gadot getting a star on the Walk of Fame when John Carpenter didn't even get one till 2 weeks ago, whatever. Michael Keaton didn't get one till fairly recently. All this shit. Like, clearly Disney put up the money to present Gail as the star of the film. Which, again, bit them in the ass, because as you see here, I got a gif of one of her most iconic performances when she said, "Kal-El, no!" And if we really wanted to, we could look at a compilation of some of her worst performances and clips.
At the end of Wonder Woman 1984, after the end of the movie, she just looks up into the sky and it's snowing, and there's no context to this. She just says, "So many things. So many things." And that's it. And then the boy walks up to her that has been like that. I don't even remember the plot. It was like this guy that she ends up like.
Yeah, I know, it's bad, it's rough. But, look, at the end of the day, this movie major flopped. It was a huge failure, I think, for a multitude of reasons. You had people who fundamentally didn't support the treatment of Rachel Zegler, and then on the other hand, you had people who didn't like Rachel Zegler. So you've completely failed every possible audience. Again, to blame Rachel Zegler is absurd. Blame a 20-year-old for that. Market your fucking movie better. How about everything about that movie should have been better? How about her fucking costume looked like shit? It looked like out of fucking shit you would do at Party City. I was Snow White for Halloween. Do you remember this, Maxwell?
No.
I was Snow White for Halloween of like my junior year or something, and I had a Halloween party. And my Snow White costume looked cooler than the Snow White costume in this movie. But it was pretty much the same haircut. But look, the internet now has taken it in its own direction, and there's a lot of, as much as there's support for Rachel Zegler, there's also hate on the movie and these memes basically about how shitty Rachel Zegler is, which I think is unfair and awful. I mean, this is a horrible league. I mean,
Yeah. I have it muted. You don't have to be muted.
everyone looks like shit though too. It's like, you know, the
everything
Evil
about this
Queen's
film
outfit looks like
shit.
shit. Like the whole aesthetic of this film was hashed to begin with. Like this looks like shit. It looks like when you go to the Disney park, it looks like cosplay, like not great cosplay. Once you see the full Snow White costume too, it's like, oh my god, like, and you know, for Rachel Zegler to distance herself so much from what the original movie was, and yet she's literally wearing the exact outfit. It's like when they did Cinderella didn't look exactly like she looked in the original Cinderella movie. Like this is like they just gave her outfit. She's in the exact Snow White outfit. So look, they didn't do it any favors, but this is a failure of production. This is a failure of, you know, just making a sloppy, weird-looking movie.
God.
It looks so bummed. Look at how fucking freakish these fucking not dwarves look. And that's the other thing. It's like everything about this movie was like snap reactions, you know, reacting to, oh, they're so pissed about the dwarves, then okay, we're gonna do the dwarves again, but let's just not call them dwarves, but they'll just look like CGI freak shows, and let's get like this. The whole thing was a mess, and to antagonize to blame a 20-year-old actress, 20-something-year-old actress for the failure of your movie is weak shit. And we're watching the trailer right now, and it just looks like you made a shitty movie.
Yeah.
But, you know, the argument, too, that this is really going to hurt Zegler's career, I think sucks, because I think while that one interview is a little bit cringe, I've seen her in other interviews and other contexts, and I genuinely think she's very funny and comes off as very sweet and, you know, like a fun person. I don't think she deserves to get canned from Hollywood because people are fucking obnoxious. But
yeah, I mean,
anyway, I know
turning the
Velvet
whole
has a
thing
bunch
on
of
her
thoughts on this,
because
Velvet, if you want to call in. But
it's obviously nothing about this is her fault. Even the PR side of it, like I said, it's on you to tell her what to and what not to say, and hold her to that with like via contract.
it's just the very idea of scapegoating a fucking young actress for the failure of your movie is absurd.
Yeah, as a producer, you made the movie. You made everything surrounding this movie. It's your money.
Well, yes,
your decisions. Yeah. That's on you if this movie flops entirely. All right. Welcome to the show. Velvet. Hold on. Where the fuck is the 3 people? There it is. Velvet. Hello. Oh, a lot of Minecraft movie on screen. Hold on. Hello?
Yo.
What's up?
Yo. All right, have you been listening to our little breakdown?
For sure. Okay, so I just want to start by saying the fact that Gal Gadot, like her inclusion in this film from the beginning, makes this whole situation so fucking hypocritical, bro.
Speak on that.
Because okay, and like I sent you that breakdown video. Hold on, I'll find the title. What is it? The Jester ruling class as Narcissus and the Evil Queen is the video of the YouTube of what's her name breaking the. Hold on, let me see if I can get her name, just so people know who I'm talking about. And it was just like because the whole it's brought up that Gal Gadot literally is a Zionist. Like she goes on pro-Israeli rants and shit. And she's always, and then, like I said, she literally sponsored that fucking Zionist film about October 7th or whatever. The movie's called like October 8th. That's what the movie's called. And she like sponsored it. She literally showed like screenings of it around its premiere.
Yeah.
So to say all this bullshit about how like, oh, we should not be bringing politics into a secular movie or whatever. It's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't.
Right. This is the thing. It's complete hypocrisy because it's saying we shouldn't bring it in unless if it's what she has to say.
Like it's like, oh, we should
policing one political point of view. Let's not bring politics into it unless you agree with me, and then sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking bullshit. And I just, bro, because I hadn't even seen that trailer before. The dwarves look like absolute shit. Oh my god, dude. This whole film looks AI.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
It looks terrible. Like I haven't seen it.
It looked like a piece of shit movie.
Bro, it looked terrible. And then Gal Gadot sucks at acting.
Yes.
She's not that good. That's the thing that was so this whole situation
And
is
a big shame, I would say too, is from what I've heard from the few people I know who have seen it, they were like, yeah, it sucked. Rachel Zegler was actually the best part. In terms of like giving a performance and or singing and shit.
Imagine
But
saying, like,
now all the people hating on the movie. I just saw a TikTok today that was trolling Rachel Zegler and making fun of the way she looks, and there's all these memes that are like, oh, the evil queen was jealous of how beautiful she is. She's ugly. Like memes about basically Rachel Zegler is ugly. It's everywhere.
Imagine saying like the whole Justice League and Zack Snyderverse flopped because Gal Gadot said, "I stand with Israel."
Sure, right.
Like no,
right. No, I get what you're saying. Like,
ended up being bad.
Like yeah, right. Like we're not gonna talk about the quality of the movie. We're gonna talk about that one of the actors said something off screen, and all of a sudden, 1 million people decided they didn't want to go see it. Like, how about the biggest thing that they're not addressing is that people said, "Oh, Gal Gadot is going to be in this movie. We're not fucking seeing it. She sucks."
Yeah,
there was people boycotting this movie based off of Gal Gadot.
And this is what I'm saying though. It's a failure on the producer's part to like this scapegoating Rachel Zegler. Were there people who resented the fact that Rachel Zegler was cast in this role? Yes. Could that have had a little bit of an impact? Yes. You're the people who casted her. And then on the other hand, was the same thing happening with Gal Gadot? Also, yes. You fucked this movie up. You made every wrong decision.
Literally.
This is not a well-cast film. And I'm saying this as somebody who supports Rachel Zegler. I get it, girl. Get your fucking bag. Do I think she should have played Snow White, especially if she really clearly didn't like Snow White that much? Probably not. But that's not how was she not going to take that job?
Right.
Disney says, "Hey, you want money? Oh yeah.
You want a career? You want to be in the union?"
So then it's like, you are the people who fucked this movie up. You made all the wrong casting decisions, the wrong narrative choices, the wrong aesthetic choices. That movie looks like shit. It looks like a fan film. The costumes look fucking awful. They look like bad cosplay.
Nothing about that movie looked good.
Blaming, there's all these memes about, Rachel Zegler looking like Lord Farquaad, and it's like, dude, I do think, because there are arguments like, this meme needs to stop. It's toxic. It's like, it's a weird thing because she does fucking kind of look like, they gave her a Lord Farquaad haircut. Why did they do that?
And she is
do that to her damn self. You know what I mean, man? I mean, you're blaming the wrong person. It's like the absurdity of scapegoating Rachel Zegler for all this is bullshit.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her because she is a beautiful girl, like you said.
Yeah, I'm saying out of context of this movie and everything and all whatever, she is literally.
She seems
very pretty. Like, she is not an ugly girl.
No. That is, however, I don't love the haircut.
No, but I don't love the way the Evil Queen looks either. I don't like the way anyone looks. I don't the dwarves look. I mean, it all looks horrible. Every decision was a bad one. And that's what I'm saying. Like, as the producer, you fucked up. You made a fucking bad movie. You made a movie that looked like shit. You cast it wrong. You made every wrong decision. And then you're blaming the 22-year-old or whatever who's the lead of your movie. That's weak as fuck.
And I actually like what you said, because it's like, you casted her. It's like, if you didn't think, because basically it's like they did this is actually the problem of, like, I wouldn't say liberalism, but this is just a problem of, like, American politics in general right now, or, like, at least from a studio standpoint, because we're so past the point of no return to where the cognitive dissonance is so loud within our culture right now that it's not choose a side, but it's to remain neutral in a situation like this creates so much dissonance that you have to opt out for your own sanity. Like, you went for the woke agenda by casting Rachel Zegler, but then you also wanted to support Zionism in the same film, and then cast Gal Gadot.
Well, then you also backed off. It's like you wanted to do the woke. I mean, people have pointed this out too. There's a fake. We talk about this in relation to Star Wars too, but it's like Disney is not woke. They are money makers.
Right.
They're going to lean into what they think is going to put the most eyes. Okay. The reason they cast Rachel Zegler was because they thought they were going to get some of the Broadway girlies on board because of West Side Story, which was a huge hit. It didn't work. It was the wrong call. It wasn't just because of woke. Not every fucking thing they do, they incorporated more diverse characters into Star Wars because they wanted to sell toys to a more diverse market. That's what the fuck is up. And then with the Snow White shit, it's like you could cry woke about it, like how, we talked about the beginning of the controversy. This controversy around this movie started before they even started shooting with, Ben Shapiro trying to make his own Snow White movie, which has clearly failed. But this whole idea that they were going to make woke Snow White, it's like they backed off of their original concept immediately. When it was like, not going to be dwarves, it was going to be Snow White and like various magical roommates, the magical miners or whatever.
Right.
And it was like the fucking that image leaked. People were mad about that, and they were like, "Oh no, let's do dwarves. Let's just make them look like the thing." Then it just looks like this monstrosity.
Yeah, you were the producer in charge of some of the, like, you can put your say into these creative decisions. Like, are we going to diverge from the original story like a lot? Yeah, I think we should. I think we should diverge from the story a fuck ton. Oh, shit leaked and everyone's upset. Fuck. Shit, make it worse. Got it, boss.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally what happened. And again,
blame Palestine.
Let's do something a little different, but then putting these characters in like shitty Disney World costumes.
There's Hamas
these characters.
And the dwarves.
Like, what the fuck was that about? How is this a new vision if you're just doing that? It's like if you compare it to, do you remember Cinderella? Kenneth Branagh directed. Didn't you see that?
Yeah.
Velvet?
Yeah.
I mean, she looks like she wears a blue dress and everything, but it's a different look.
Comparatively,
she gave her longer hair. She wore her hair down.
Comparatively, this makes Cinderella look like Moulin Rouge. Which I know you don't even know the movie that much.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it look good. Great. I said, thank God they made them CGI so the dwarf actors wouldn't have to get paid. Exactly. That was a whole other thing going on in this movie, too. Like, who's getting paid? Yeah, man, look, this whole thing was an absolute disaster. It was a Disney's disaster of the year. And it is really disgusting to scapegoat the failure of your shitty fucking Zionist Snow White movie and pin the failure of it on a 22-year-old actress. That's fucked up.
Who, if we really want to go there too, she didn't even go as hard as Gal Gadot in terms of her own politics. She just said free Palestine. She didn't host a fucking Hamas documentary.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't even go like. So this whole like we're blaming the failure of Snow White on Palestine is like, it's like we need to be so fucking for real. We need to.
But this is then what we're dealing with media like this Daily Mail article I'm looking at, which says, "Is the fairy tale?" This was posted 15 hours ago. It says, and it says, "Is the fairy tale over for deflated-looking Rachel Zegler? Disney braces for $115 million loss over woke Snow White disaster, and she's to blame." That's the headline of this article.
That's, first of all, that's disgusting journalism. Whoever wrote that literally needs to find something to do. They need to get fired. Like, that is such a disgusting leading hit. That's such a hit piece.
100% it is, yeah. It's a hit piece. And they just, yeah, I mean, it's framing a narrative. But again, Mark Platt is a fucking billionaire. He's friends with all these fucking media people and shit. I mean, it's very clear that this is their move. This is what they're going to do. They're going to push a narrative that somehow this 23-year-old girl ruined their Snow White movie. That's what happened.
And if you really think about it, I actually do feel bad for her, for Rachel, because they're basically harassing a young woman.
Yes.
And then the fact that he would, and that's the other thing, the fact that that post of, it was the whole, oh, my dad had to leave his family or whatever, whoever it was, he had to leave his family to get on the plane to go reprimand this 20-year-old. You have a grown man getting on his private, it's probably a private jet, by the way. It was probably private. To then go and harass this young actress while she's trying to get a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Facts. I put that article in the news Discord, by the way.
Hold on, let me look at it.
But yeah, I mean,
is that picture too?
Yeah, I mean, this is a total hit piece. And it's like they're acting like her career's over. Look at her, she's so deflated. I mean, there's literally a picture of her playing with a dog. Second of all, she's doing Romeo and Juliet on, or maybe she just finished with that, but she was doing Romeo and Juliet, which was a big hit in New York. Like doing the theater piece, doing it as I think it was on Broadway, it might have been off Broadway, but it was on Broadway. Yeah, it was on stage, Broadway, Romeo and Juliet.
No, I'm looking at the article.
Yeah. Is the fairy tale over for deflated-looking Rachel Zegler? Disney braces for $115 million loss over woke Snow White disaster, and she's to blame. That's insane, yeah.
And this is posted today. Earlier today. Or yesterday, however you want to consider it.
I think this was AI written. Just immediately.
It's Daily Mail.
So that's the other thing too. Is like this has been.
Because in the third sentence here, they say something just grammatically doesn't make sense. They say Rachel, who played the title character in the so-called woke film. Nowhere else before this they say they explain what they mean by the woke film. They have it in quotes here. And it's in quotes here too. You know what I mean? Like, So-called woke. Who's calling it woke? You're calling it woke.
I mean, they have the link that you could click, I guess.
It's not a link.
Or you can't click that?
Oh, maybe it's me because I fucked around with the website.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Still, yes.
Sported an oversized denim jacket over a blue shirt, a pair of
Like they're trying to describe what she's and appear deflated. Like they're trying to make it seem like, look at how shitty and homeless she looks walking around New York. It's fucking cold in New York and she's got a day off. Who doesn't look like this on their day off when it's cold in New York?
Personally, I actually think it's a pretty. I think
it's not bad. It's not even a bad fit.
I think it's a pretty good fit, honestly.
Shit.
Oh, okay. It's got relive all the woke changes Disney has made from Snow White CGI dwarfs to Minnie Mouse's pantsuit.
Mm-hmm.
That's so woke of them.
It's very woke.
That's so woke to
Chicken jockey.
God.
It's pathetic. This is pathetic. And also, I mean, not to get into it because we're talking about Snow White right now, but we're making people are spending 200. Well, how much was this movie? $270 million.
It's like 300 or something.
And we got people over in Palestine, getting blown up to try to get some water. So, I mean, we can have a little bit of perspective.
Too, I mean, this is then in relation to some of what we've been talking about with Minecraft.
Chicken jockey!
And how people are saying, that movie, the fact that it made so much money is the death of cinema and whatever. Fucking this movie was an IP-driven movie that was millions were thrown at it, and it was a flop.
Right. I mean, that's just the industry. It's like you're not every movie is gonna make you $500 million. Like that's just not possible. That's not even sustainable.
Especially with Gal Gadot at the helm.
Yeah, no, I mean, but here's the thing, because back in because Hayden loves like the golden age of Hollywood and all the '50s productions and stuff, like huge, big productions. It's just we don't even care about filmmaking like that anymore, to where we're not even going to put the love and care into a beautiful I mean, it happens. It's not like it never happens, but by and large, this wasn't one of them for sure. Yeah. Corners were cut.
Really had
it has
an
inflated budget, but it doesn't look like it's not it's not Wicked, honestly.
Right.
Oh,
it looks like shit. It's probably written to be terrible. It's not the original story. Like you said, casting was bad. There's no star power here to draw people in. All you have is the name Snow White, and that's not even like the most popular fucking Disney princess movie. It's, oh yeah, I love my Disney princess movie from 100 years ago. Like not every kid watches Snow White anymore. Like you're.
I mean, I personally thought that one was really good, but it was one of those. But I had seen it like when I was really young, like that I could honestly
animating 2D movies.
I could honestly say that was not my most watched Disney princess movie.
Sure.
I mean, I still think it's really good, the original.
Sure, but right now we're watching Encanto. And even that's old.
So yesterday.
Encanto.
Yeah. This movie was fucking fucked from the beginning.
It's just, I hope that people do support Rachel Zegler. She was in a movie that's also not very good, but is at least funny, and she's charming in it that I just watched. It's on Max. It's called Y2K. You could watch that, I guess, if I don't know.
Is it 2.5 or 3 for Y2K? 2.5. 2.5 or 3 for Y2K.
I wanted to give it the 3, but it's 2.5.
Damn.
Same score as Minecraft.
It's just, and I love Kyle. Kyle Mooney. He's the man, but They just couldn't get it together with this one. It's very tonally all over the fucking place. It's like all over the place tonally.
Damn. I honestly looked at it and skipped it. I was like, I'm not watching this tonight.
I think it's still worth watching, like, in the background. There's some funny bits. There's some fun, like, visual things, but yeah, there's just some. There are also fundamental, like, what the fuck is going on issues with it. But again, she is charming in it, though.
Okay.
And if you've seen fucking West Side Story, like, she is an obvious talent. I mean, it's like, this is fucked up to just rail. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
And I feel. Tell me how you feel about this, Hayden, because I've been feeling this way for like a while now, actually, for like quite some time. That I feel like we treat our young stars like shit.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
in terms of, and like, there's just not. I feel like we don't really foster that much talent in America, like we used to.
True, but I don't think we ever really treated them well. I mean, you got the fucking Nickelodeon doc came out last year. It's, you know,
They kind of
look
either
at
make it
that.
on their own or they don't. It's like they either fuck off, like they get bullied and they fuck off, whether it's Jake Lloyd or they get, I say, like Drake Bell or some shit. Or they don't and they just end up like being a pop star out of Disney for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right, but I don't know. I just wish. I feel like, I mean, maybe now more than like pre-COVID, that I feel like we sort of have some stars that are like, okay, like we got Timothy Chalamet, we got fucking, I don't know, some other stars that I can't think of right now, but we have a couple people who it's like, okay, they're leading the new guard, but
yeah,
I still feel like when it comes to something like a Rachel Zegler or a star who's like under the age of 30, I feel like we should be wanting to prop them up to give them a long career. We want to create, I don't know, like more icons
One of
for
great
them.
stars. We should be want to foster longevity in these younger talented faces.
That's what I'm trying.
Unfortunately, the cultural zeitgeist right now is not supporting people, it's hurting people you don't like. Right? That's just it. And
yeah.
That's the media dominant thing, is like, this piece of shit did some fucked up shit and now we want to kill them and put them in El Salvador, and that's cool for everybody.
Yeah, everyone wants a villain, it's about creating antagonists.
Why can't we just have normal Snow White? Well, we had all these other normal movies and none of you guys celebrated them.
Yeah.
Because the news cycle decides what you care about.
It's bullying, it's sick, it's lazy, it's incompetent. And I'm so happy that the studio has come out when it did, and like it just shows you, like, it's just of just how, like, because I keep bringing it back to this because it's just so funny when we start having these conversations, because you're like, oh no, these guys are literally fucking morons.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And like, these are the people who are in charge of our entertainment. Just fucking Seth Rogen just like dropping the roll of film down the fucking
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, these
Another,
people.
Strong recommend on the studio.
The funny thing about that show specifically is like, he's not like a heartless person. He like does care, but he's still.
No, he's the one guy who's like kind of well intentioned, but it's still showing that like he failed upward. He's still a fucking idiot. Like
that's my favorite thing. He's still fucking up.
Yeah.
You're talking about the studio.
Yeah. But regardless of that, I only bring it up to say that like these execs are just moronic. and then they're not only are they not taking accountability, but they're making a huge effort to like basically bully this woman for having a sliver of integrity.
Yep.
I mean, to put it also like there was an article a while ago that got into like what's kind of happened over the last 20 to maybe even 30 years in Hollywood when it comes to the major studios and production companies and such, and even distributors, which was that, years and years ago, the people who ran these studios, yes, they cared about money. They wanted to turn a profit. That was the main goal. But we were all fans of cinema. They wanted to create cinema. And the people who created this shit even, I mean, obviously we know now that, like, Louis B. Mayer and all these, like, old Hollywood giants were also just, like, pervs and fucked up people. That being said, like, Samuel Goldwyn and all the classic, Hollywood producer guys started these companies because they wanted to make good movies. The idea was to make movies that made money, but truly made money by being good, entertaining, and that's in the 70s. There was a huge shift with that happening. That's why the 70s are considered like pinnacle of cinemas. The studio started to figure out how to like make movies for a little bit less, which then helped them hire like all these. That's when Scorsese pops off. That's when Coppola pops off. That's when Altman and all these guys. And because they were able to give more leeway and they had a totally different way of thinking about it. And it used to be, you would go to film school to study production and stuff. You could be an executive through going to film school.
Right.
Now, over the last 20 to 30 years, the more it became about bottom line and making millions and all that, you're not hiring the guy who went to film school. You're hiring the guy who went to Harvard Business. And you're trying to recruit the guy who works who made a bunch of money selling, cereal for Kellogg's. The way that the studios work now is they're hiring money men purely. And it didn't used to be like that, and now it does. And that's what's happening at WB. I mean, David Zaslav did not, he's running WB now, and I forgot what he started as. He was not a entertainment CEO. Where did he start? Looking it up now. Look it up. He went to Boston University School of Law, and he ran like the shopping network and shit for years. Yeah, that's what it was. He's running everything. There's another guy. I gotta remember who else I'm thinking of. Though there's another guy who like worked for. It's crazy where he came from. He just popped out of nowhere. Anyway, it's just a different beast these last few years.
Right. And it's but the thing that had getting to me though is how is with Marvel and with Marvel, you have these like every couple of months you make like the bajillion dollars, but I feel like speak on this, Hayden, like I feel like for every couple of movies that hits the fucking 350 million, $400 million or whatever, we have films that they take the giant risk and then nobody gives a fuck.
That's true. It's valid.
So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like when it comes to the execs, it's just.
I mean, that's a whole. It's kind of its own, tangent that we could go on about streaming and the internet and all that stuff. It's kind of changed it in terms of people don't want to pay to go to the movies to see a mid-budget rom-com. You're going to stay at home and watch it on Netflix. So that's all a little bit different now, and that's also, I can't completely rally against it. It's just a different way of enjoying movies.
People have
You
less
go to
disposable income now too. That's a huge part of it.
100%.
The wealth disparity in the world, not just the country, but the world in general, is getting bigger and bigger, and
Right.
it's such a slow, like, put the frog in the pot kind of thing that people aren't even realizing that that's an issue. Like, you grow up and you're like, hey, you want to go to the movies? Yeah, fuck it, why not? I have extra money lying around, not I'm in debt, or like, if I fucking break my arm, I'll be fucked for 3 years.
I don't know. I only got $40 to last me the rest of the week. I don't know if I want to spend 20 on it to see fucking.
Yeah, I can't go to lunch.
Brutalist.
It's gonna cost $35. Like,
I'm gonna watch Matthew McConaughey fucking in Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. Which like
Chicken jockey.
I mean, it's all connected. It's all connected in RV book. Yeah, like billionaires telling you that redistributing wealth is socialism, and socialism bad. Therefore, you can be poor, and it's really just your fault. All that shit.
To think about the lengths that they will go to convince you of a reality that we know is not true. But anyway, but back to this fucking. I mean, I guess I've said really most of what I wanted to say on this.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I think we can wrap this up. We can wrap up the big Dookie Disney disaster of the decade.
Dookie Disney disaster of the decade.
This is the most fucked up thing to happen in Disney this decade.
I'm really disappointed with Disney. I mean, it's always been kind of a piece of shit company, but there was I felt like there was a lot going for it, and then with Pixar, that was like, I felt like there was a good long while where it was nothing but heat. I don't even like the modern Pixar movies as much. I didn't see Soul, but this last one that's about to come out, it doesn't look that appealing to me. I don't know. I thought Inside Out 2 was okay, but
I didn't see it.
It was whatever.
Did not see it?
I did not see it.
It was fine.
It was fine. It was literally fine.
It's no like Toy Story 2 though, like
no, hell no.
It's not even. It's like a fine movie, and you're like, whatever. I guess.
Again, though, Toy Story 2, that's a movie. It's good if you're 8 or 80.
Facts. I can watch it tonight. If I put it on right now, I'm gonna enjoy it all the way through.
Yeah.
There's stakes. It's just everything. The Zurg.
The emotional catharsis.
It's also like one thing that Inside Out 2 doesn't have. Not to compare Toy Story to Inside Out 2 just for an extended period, but one thing I noticed about a lot of newer 3D Disney, whether it's 3D Disney or Pixar, is like their environments, their world environments seem like there's less and less going on. Like if you think about Inside Out 2, it's like what are the settings? It's like you have that room with all the emotions in it. You have the outside area with all the emotions in it, which is basically just a flat land with files. And then you have their house and a hockey rink. And they're all pretty empty, and it's like not interesting even to like look at. I don't know, as someone with ADHD, it didn't hold my attention in that way, in the same way Toy Story would, where you're at Pizza Palace and there's all this shit going on. Or Pizza Planet, sorry.
Right, but yeah, no, even when I actually really like that. Or like even when they're in like the elevator, it's like they're in these extended buildings and all of the building is being utilized. Even when he's like going to the supermarket, or they're in the they're in the street, or it's just all these, like you said, all these elaborate settings.
And you like remember things from each scene. Like, oh, there's that little detail I remember as a kid that I always looked at for some reason.
Right. No, I completely agree. And this is what I'm saying. I feel like it's with everything with the economy. Like, they just want more money for cheaper, but it's just like it's just so obvious that goes back to my cognitive dissonance argument. Is like they're selling you a piece of shit and trying to tell you it's gold. Like they're trying. Oh, we spent $470 million on the movie. That means we need to spend $20 plus $8 more on popcorn. It's like no, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. Not only can I not afford it.
You're covering your mic, by the way.
You said I'm covering the mic.
Word, yeah.
A little bit.
It's like not only is it too expensive and I can't afford it, but I know it's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it's ass, bro. Yep. You're not gonna convince me that it's a classic. It's not.
It's hard enough for me to want to go see movies that I want to see, because it's like
justifying.
Like I gotta drive 15 minutes to go to the movie theater, and it's gonna be fairly expensive, and the experience won't be that much better than what I could get at home.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I am still one to go see fucking.
I mean, I still really love going to the movie. I mostly prefer going to the movies.
I do. I meant mainly in terms of money invested. Like, is it worth $40 for like two people to go see a movie versus? Is it that much worse at home if your surround sound?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a 6-pack of beer, a fucking pizza, and I'm just gonna watch the shit at home. Especially when they do the fucking 2 weeks later, it's on Max already type shit.
Yeah.
So I definitely.
It was different years ago too, when like not everybody had a 4K, whatever the fuck TV, or like a really good way to just watch movies anywhere in decent quality.
I mean, nowadays you can get a fucking 60 inch for like $300.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And again, I love going to the cinema personally, but my girlfriend, like, I have to drag her to be honest.
It's like an ordeal. Like it's a thing you gotta want to do and plan. You don't just go to the movie theater to watch whatever.
I mean, I used to do that. I used to just whatever. If I had a day off, I just what's playing right now.
But also,
you get that pass too. You get the AMC pass, baby.
I remember Movie Pass. Holy shit! What a weird scam.
They brought it back.
They got rid of the theater in our neighborhood, and now it's going to be like apartments or some shit. Like I don't even know what they're doing with it.
It's 3 different stores now, I think.
That's what it's going to be.
Stores. I think there's like going to be a Marshalls or something, and.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's even late.
Yeah, it's going to be some dumb shit.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude. No, it's like actually super depressing that they're like demolishing the theater and putting up some fucking Marshalls. But whatever.
Pay Paradise to put in the Marshalls. Put in a TJ Maxx. That's what I should have said. Pay Paradise. Put in a TJ Maxx.
Chicken jockey.
So yeah, I mean, that's just kind of like where we're at right now. I mean, as we've been talking about like a lot of bigger films, I mean, there's still like the Mickey 17. I thought it was good. I had a good time with it. There's most.
That's what we talked about. That movie flopped.
Yeah, no, I mean it was. I feel like because I looked it up because I was curious. I was like, did it actually flop? It was like. It was a marginal flop. I feel like if I was an exec, I wouldn't.
It wasn't a disaster, but it was still considered a failure. It was considered a box office disappointment.
Yeah, disappointment for sure. Which I guess is like that's the whole like, is Robert Pattinson like Will Smith? Maybe. I mean, we just don't have the cultural.
Hopefully not. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not like Will Smith. That's corny ass.
But it's like we don't have a cultural attention span like we used to. We don't have a cultural consensus like we used to, is a better term. Like, you know what I mean, Hayden? Where it's like But by the way, I can't hold on, Max, because I feel like I can't see your face right now.
Hello.
I don't know why.
Am I
But anyway. Oh, there you are. But I had to click on your. But anyway, but like I was saying, guys, it's like when it comes to something like Will Smith or Brad Pitt, or it's like there was with the way things used to be, with like we all would watch the same television or something like that, where it's like we would all agree, like, okay, if this movie star drops another movie, we're all gonna go see it just to see what the fuck this guy's doing. It's like there's no like the level of cachet or like popularity that like Timothy Chalamet has. Well, he will never be fucking Johnny Depp. I'm sorry. He like even I don't even think he's as good. But even if he was, I just don't. I think we're too fragmented as a culture.
Fair. I mean, Timmy's getting there though. I mean, people love Timmy, but I hear what you're saying.
There do be a lot of civil unrest to the point where people can't just fully fall into like just giving into Hollywood and or following like a thing they like because they're too worried about money or healthcare. Just to like
Right. You're saying like the recession is really affecting people more than what they would even like to admit.
It's the recession and just like the cultural thing I was getting at earlier too, where people will attack you if you're not like are you what's your what's your grind? How are you grinding right now?
Right.
You're doing your own thing. That's cool. That's cool. I'm not friends with you anymore.
Like
just like that.
Right.
Yeah, there is certainly cultural fragmentation. I mean, everything has its own pocket now, you know. You got people who are into their thing and that's just what they're into, and they have the means to just indulge in that thing.
And that's not to say there wasn't like
some version of that
division 20 years ago, but like the difference between Bush and Obama is so monstrumentally like different compared to a Trump anyone else. Like just the political division is insane though.
Oh,
because
sure.
it's compiled on top of, I mean, it trickles into everything. But obviously we've talked about it for half of this shit with Zionism and all that, but anything it can get its hands into, people are picking a team so they feel comfortable.
That's a good point. And I have no idea like what would be the remedy or anything like that in terms of how do we get people back, because it's one of those things where like I don't even know if we can go back in terms of everything is on demand, everything is on our phones, and it's like back when like you had to come home from school, and if you didn't feel like using the computer in the living room while mom was cooking dinner, then you were watching what everybody else was watching on TV. And like, it's like we were all watching SpongeBob at 3 p.m. after school. If you weren't doing football or something like, but it's like, and then what are people saying? Like the active hours for the internet were like, from the time we got home from school to like maybe like 8 o'clock, then you'd watch American Idol with your mom, and then you go to bed. It's like we don't even have like that kind of basic schedule is not the same for like the American high schooler now.
Oh.
No.
And it fucks you up too, by the way. It fucks you up so hard. It fucks me up, and yeah.
I could agree with that too. Like it has like cognitive consequences. The constant doom scroll 24/7. Like my sister, she has like attention problems. Like I have to be like I'm talking to you. Like look at me. You know what I mean? And then like I look back at her and she's on her phone again, mesmerized. Role,
It's different.
And even teachers have said this too, where it's like when they are engaging with their class, it's just nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't sink their teeth into what they're looking at because they're so doom scroll brained. Which
I mean that's why we got a lot of changes got to be made in education to do that effectively. But again, that's a whole other tangent. I think
right.
I've thought a lot about the way we got to kind of
sort of
shake all that up.
Sort of like bring it back full circle to like what we're talking about. It's like I just feel like to get somebody into the theater when they have doom scroll brain is like a very difficult task, but it's
you make Minecraft and everyone, it's a meme movie, and you can yell and just kick back and
Chicken jockey.
Just let it rip.
You let it rip,
Chicken jockey.
And so I guess getting back on track, the conversation is like, do you think this is like a question for both of you guys? Like, I want each of you to answer this. Like, is the answer just like we just need to make Hot Wheels the best film of all time and like really craft it? Like is every movie gonna be a Barbie attempt? And how realistic do we see that in terms of execution?
I do think there's a world in which you try and make the best version of movie, whatever the IP is, and I say this also from somewhat experience, I mean, it gets talked about a lot. Like, I have a fucking agent, and the shit she tells me is like so horrible, and I suck too though because I don't do it. I mean, we talked a couple weeks ago, and she's like, "Oh yeah, what's hot right now is you need can you write a teen rom com? We could maybe sell that, a teen rom com." And then I'm like, maybe I could, but then my whole thought is like, well, I don't want to write it though if I feel like I'm just phoning it in and then it gets made and it's a shitty movie.
Right.
And it's like, I do feel like with these IPs, you really should be hiring the people who have some kind of vision or some kind of idea of anything. It is possible to make a Jenga movie that's really fucking good, I think, if you have a vision, if you have an idea. Like, oh, this is how to do it. This is how I want to make a Jenga movie.
Yeah.
I think almost every IP is capable of having, of adaptation.
I think there's certainly solutions to the issues we have, but I think they have to be so broad and systemic in the solution that the only thing you can do as an individual is really just like support the good movies and then support them in the right way too. Whether, I mean, that's obviously with like monetarily support these movies, but point out that, hey, the reason I like this movie, or get influencers to say this, is the reason I like this movie is because you had this creative working behind it and they had a vision for the movie.
Yeah.
Or like, I enjoyed that they did this thing, and then don't support the shit movies, the schlock movies, the Snow White, whatever the fuck this was movie, and then say it's because it's a studio exec mess and there's too much big money behind it that doesn't understand what makes a movie good. But other than that, it's like you have to hit the systemic stuff, which is people having more disposable income and time, moving away from doom scroll algorithms on social media and media in general, having a less fucked up media industry in the United States and the West, like the huge things that you can't just be like, that trickle down into movies. Like, it's
right.
But
that was a good answer, man. Thank you.
X.
Chicken jockey.
That's what it's all about.
No, for sure.
All right. Did you watch Daredevil?
No, not yet.
Unbelievable.
I
I
did.
think that's the last slide.
It is.
Damn. I was supposed to watch it. I could have watched it. The worst part.
To catch up.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know we were gonna coming back. I didn't know we were coming back to it today.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to get too into it.
This slide is also fucked up. It was
Just the wrong
episode 8, but well.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't have to deep dive it. I don't know if everyone's caught up either. We can briefly just talk about it. Max, you can give your little review on it now too.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying now. Where this is the one where there is no this is all reshoot stuff with the new director, with the new writer, or it's not new, new AD, new writer.
What or was new director? Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Punisher guy back on it. Like, there's no CW writer. There's no fucking there's no Disney TV show aspect in this at all. It's like this is the drama. This is the Netflix drama, but it's got budget now. Right. And they've got experience behind what the fuck they're doing with this episode. And like, this is what season 2 can be if it doesn't get too fucked up with the production like season 1 did.
Facts.
Like, this was this is, a show with a vision with this episode. Like, we know what we're doing. We know where we're going. We have direction for all of these characters and plot threads here now versus just one-off episodes in a bank to have a tie-in comic with Kamala Khan's dad for some reason. And then
yes,
a lot of tension in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm encouraging anybody who feels like they want to tap out. I mean, this is the one. If you don't like this episode, I feel like it's then like, well, sure, you're not digging it, and then that's it. But to me, it's like, no, this was the one that's like, okay, either you're here or you're not for this. This seems like it's what it's going to be. I thought there were some cool aesthetic choices, very cool camera work. They went back to the thing they were doing with the Loki directors in episode 1 with the way they were capturing like his hearing and all that. I love the way it would like shift aspect ratio. They're like cool creative things. Yeah, and the way that they're bringing back the storyline that they had done the reshot episode 1 for, like into here and setting it all up, pretty satisfying. The tone was pretty consistent to me. I didn't notice any, like I talked about the last episode, the ADR was like annoyingly sloppy to me. I didn't really notice anything like that. Nothing comparative, at least,
Yeah. No, this one was good. The only like downside of this episode, and the only reason I'd say this is because it's a singular episode within a season being a downside, is that there's not a ton of Daredevil being Daredevil doing, like, in the suit.
I don't think there's like any.
Yeah, there's none of that in this episode, which is, you can see is unfortunate if that's, obviously you want that in your Daredevil show, but like, in context of what the production is here, like, this is a very good, very well written, all the characters have good scenes, like there's a lot of cool stuff going on in terms of TV. Like, this is a cool TV episode of shit going on and plot moving around. It's just unfortunate because of production shit that it almost feels like a reset episode in terms of tone and direction, which is annoying at this far into the show, but like, it's still good.
But again, that was why I had that theory of like the fact that they're trying to get season 2 out so quickly too on the turnaround. Like, it seems like this is the thing. Like, try and get through what you got to get through, get people back on board, and set it up to where like that season 2 comes quick, and hopefully you're there for that.
Yeah, because you got more Daredevil villains, you got more crossovers you can do. There's a lot more fun stuff you can do with Daredevil. That's not just, am I going to be Daredevil again? For the 3rd season in a row, I'm doing this plot. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yes, you are, Matt. Figure your shit out, please.
And I just say, and since we won't spoil it, but we'll leave it on this. Do you agree with me that his girlfriend is Cap?
You'll have to get into specifics later, because I don't know. I guess
her whole point of view is bugging. She's bugged. She's bugging the whole fucking episode. She's fucking bugging.
Watching this episode right before this, like I said, when I was texting you, I feel kind of sick. So I'm like, hard to like keep all this shit in my head. So I may have just missed the little things, but.
Yeah, well, I guess here's the one thing I'll spoil, I guess, because it happens in the first 5 minutes. I mean, she's pro Fisk.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that coming.
She's like, yeah, and Vigilantes, they deserve. Daredevil was the same as Muse anyway. They're like the same guy, and he should get locked up. And, I'll support Fisk if he's going to lock these crazy Vigilantes up who are mama's boys, and it gets like, real fucking pseudo-psychology bullshit on it.
I definitely saw that.
Yeah, I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. But I'm saying, like, that's just baseline. Where it goes by the end of the episode, too, I'm like, this bitch is bugging. Like, this is ridiculous.
Bung's got an unrelated but crazy AF White House thing.
Oh.
What the fuck? Okay.
Oh my
9th,
god. Yeah, let's throw this on stream.
From the White House. It says, do not retaliate and you will be rewarded.
What?
What does that even mean?
3:52 a.m. they tweet that. PM, sorry.
Yeah.
Do not retaliate, in all caps, the official White House page. Do not retaliate and you will be rewarded.
Bro, what?
Oh my god, this is very Smashism vibes, yo! Again!
Oh, okay, he's talking about retaliatory tariffs.
Oh.
Gotcha, okay. That's still just like a what the fuck? That's just
From the White House page, though, and then to post that in caps out of context?
That you have to reply to get the context.
That's crazy work.
Hold on, don't help me. Give me a second.
Oh my god. You're not supporting our cause here, Maxwell. Authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna blame that on being sick. I don't think it was.
Chicken jockey!
Authoritarianism. It's authoritarianism. Can you
not
see?
Retaliate and you will be rewarded.
Yeah. Some Fisk shit.
Oh, cool.
Why is Weezer trending?
Well, there you go, though. Again, this connects to why Matt's girlfriend is for the fucking streets, I can tell you. Oh, they're trending because the bassist's wife got shot. I sent you that.
Oh, yeah.
For what?
The bassist in Weezer, his wife got shot by the LAPD who were like following up on a hit and run and something. And yeah, like the Danny DeVito meme suggests they just started blasting.
Bro.
Yeah, the rumor was like,
they were just like
the house.
Bing, 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 and they fucking shot her. She's alive though.
That sucks though.
Rumor is she came out of the house with a gun shooting at whatever, but like, how do you piece this together to make sense? And there's not enough info, I don't think, to even say anything.
Substantiate that right now.
That's
like, could have been there was someone in her house or someone on her property and she didn't know there was plainclothes cops or something. Like, there's a million things that could happen. Like, who the fuck knows?
Bro.
Pelosi's trending.
Like, I mean,
the dude's running against her right now too, and talking a bunch of shit.
I give him the first 3 Weezer records like really good.
Oh my god, dude, she's there to see fucking. She's in Taiwan, dude. It's all connected to Clamtown, dude.
Gonna find Jeffrey Peepers.
She's gonna find Jeffrey, dude. There's an update right there, dude.
Bro.
Fuck.
there to find Jeffrey Peepers, bro.
Donald Trump attacks Nancy Pelosi and says she doesn't have the guts to find Jeffrey Peepers. What the hell?
Damn, bro. I believe you said that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, Wilson Fisk out here acting like tough, acting ridiculous, acting like if you knew this guy and if you're his therapist, and it's like, they've already set up that she suspected him of DV and shit. It's
Right.
fucking Wilson Fisk. This guy's over here like, as a child, I shot. I mean, he's a freak show. And then by this, she's like, he has some good ideas. I mean, this bitch is MAGA coded. She's crazy. And by the end of it, you're like, girl, the way she behaves at the ball, I'm like, absolutely not.
But I get it, yeah. Imagine being Fisk's fucking therapist, and then you're like, he's not too bad.
This guy's got some good points. Like,
he was the prime suspect for killing Ben Urich, and like, he admitted to killing his dad to me with his bare hands, and his
name is also notably tied to the fucking mob.
Yeah, he's known as Kingpin.
Like, what?
But, a task force to take out vigilantes. Good idea.
Hey, I dig police brutality, because then that's the other thing, is then she's saying like, oh yeah, maybe he's got some good ideas about that, he's doing the right thing, when they also establish that it's going around the whole city that they are engaging in extreme police brutality. And then you got her being like, I don't know.
Matt literally
like,
just had a case. Matt just had a case defending White Tiger because he was stopping police brutality.
And then he was killed,
obviously
by police.
Right.
Fuck yourself.
So, yeah,
at that point.
I guess bootlicker then.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, old girl's a bootlicker, dude. That's what's going on here. And then she acts completely ridiculous. Here's what's whatever, spoiler, but it's not that important compared to all the cool stuff that happens. But there's a shit. She gets invited to like the mayoral ball or whatever.
Right, which makes sense.
And so she's there, and she's like, "I'd like you to come to Matt or whatever." And he's like, "I'm not going. Like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's crazy." Like, okay, fine, be like that, whatever. And then later, she's at the ball, and then she's pissed that like, I'm not here. Like, I haven't heard from Matt. I really didn't. I thought maybe he wouldn't come, but I thought he'd at least tell me he would, and what some shit. And then somebody to her's like, well, maybe you should dance. Maybe you gotta just meet another guy or some shit like that. And she's just like, yeah, you're right. I should just find some dude to dance with or something. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Right. Because the last episode, she made it seem like she was so in love with him and she was falling for him. And now she's just completely doing a 180.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the
Like
dissonance.
said, if his wife said she was in DV, girlfriend would let Kingpin know so he could kill her. Yeah. That's the kind of bullshittery that's implied right now. But it's like, whatever. Because she's saying all this out of pocket bullshit, but then has the audacity to be like, Matt, you've changed. Whatever. You're acting different. And it's like, sure, but like,
you've known
what
him
the
for
hell
like
are you
2
on
months
about?
or something. What the fuck do you know?
They're already saying I love you and all that shit too, though. So I don't know. I feel like more time has passed than that.
It's probably been a few months, yeah.
But I don't know, man. Regardless, it's definitely worth watching. It's pretty strong. I think the tone and everything really just clicked back into place here. And yeah, again, cool camera work and shit. And I'm back up in this piece.
And ending was nuts.
Great ending, yeah. Great ending.
I know that you guys wanted me to watch it last night. I would have watched.
It's fine.
You know what? It's okay.
I forgot to watch it yesterday, so We'll
But
talk
no.
about it next week too.
Yeah, no, I'll probably end up watching like literally tomorrow or something.
Or we'll just call you or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Daredevil, I'm fucking with it. It's worth it.
Joe Ronnie gives it a 4 out of 5. Okay. Yeah, so you can, if people can call in now if they want. If not, I'm tired.
Yeah, we got through the stories. I mean, we're almost at 3. We should milk it a little bit.
Yeah,
If you want to gameplay a little bit, throw that up.
Bung, if you
Back our
want
loves
social
around.
interaction, that's fine.
We'll give it a little bit of time.
But yeah, I mean, I've said a lot of what I wanted to say just in terms of where I'm at right now spiritually, where I'm at with the state of this country. I'm like, the one thing I'll say is I feel like there's more people that are like, what have I done than I had initially thought. There's still people who are like happy to live in their ignorance and you know, and the people who are indoctrinated in the MAGA cult, you know, I don't feel like they've budged, but there's still a lot of people who have been like, what have I done? You know, and there have been hella protests like all across the country. I'm sure you guys have been seeing this.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few local, we had a hands off around here and everything.
So you know what I mean. So it's like
hands off Miami, hands off Boca, hands off West Palm.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. They've been everywhere. Ours was huge.
It was like 2,000, right?
Something like that. I saw pictures. So, and then the one that was like in DC or whatever was like however many people miles long.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I think maybe that was New York.
Do you follow the WHEC on Facebook, the news channel? Or do you ever
No, I
see
don't
them
go on.
pop up? Oh, good. Okay, good. It's for the best.
Yeah, even I see that shit sometimes.
It's just there to piss you off, is what I'm. Yeah,
for sure.
These idiots.
Chicken jockey.
Feel free to leave. And shit like that.
Right. But
bunch of Canandaigua fucks.
But yeah, and then now I'll just bring this up because this is something that's been going on is that there's I forgot his name, but basically this kid was getting harassed and he pulls a knife out and then he stabs one of the brothers who was harassing him and kills him. And they're trying to make this like a racial debate about all black people are violent, blah blah blah. Because it was like 2 twin brothers and one of the twins was stabbed and killed in this incident. Did you hear about this?
Texas.
No.
But people are saying, "Oh, he needs the death penalty. He's a savage." Meanwhile, the other argument is like, no, he was getting jumped and harassed by these 2 white dudes, and they were harassing him, and they broke his phone, stole his phone, and all this shit.
According to police, Texas teen allegedly stabbed during high school track meet. According to police reports, what's this kid's full name? Austin Metcalf. According to police reports, Austin Metcalf and Carmelo and Anthony, 17, were at a track meet when Metcalf told Anthony he needed to get out from under the team's tent. Anthony reportedly reached into his bag and said, "Touch me and see what happens." The police report states that Metcalf then grabbed Anthony and told him to move. Anthony allegedly pulled out a knife, stabbed Metcalf once in the chest and ran. Metcalf allegedly died in his twin brother's arms.
Hey, Bong.
It's a really bad situation.
Yeah.
Oh?
Anthony was arrested and charged with murder. He told police, "I was protecting myself. He put his hands on me. I told him not to."
Throwing me in right into the middle of this. That's fun. Thanks, Max.
No,
there you go. What do you have to say about this?
I saved this one for last because this was actual news.
Texas FBI investigating after a fake post claimed to come from medical examiner. The post was shared after Metcalf's death, stating he died from an MDMA drug overdose and the stab was a secondary factor. However, police said the information was false. What's going on? There are GoFundMe accounts made for both parties.
I heard that allegedly they were one of them was taken down, but it had already amassed $150,000 in donations. So I don't know how true that is. And that was for the black boy, Carmelo Anthony. That's the one I've been following. But there's a lot of MAGA cultists who have been like, he needs the death penalty. He's a savage.
Yeah.
And I will say this. I will say this. This looks bad because it can easily be spun like, oh, this is just, another case of a violent black person lashing out. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I just think that it seems to me like I can understand a situation in which if two people come up to you and say, hey, you need to leave, you could feel harassed. Now, would I have pulled out my knife and stabbed a nigga? I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think that's
You're also not 17. I mean,
but then again, I don't think I would have. However, what was he in a fight or flight? Like, what is the real scenario in which, or what was the level of harassment that he was dealing with? And a life was lost. It's tragic, but I feel like even the father, because the father of the victim whose life was lost, was saying like, "Do not make this a racial issue. This is a tragedy. I don't want you racists using my son's name for your vitriol." He literally
I think he went as far as to forgive him for what he did already, like publicly.
I think I also, and but if I don't want to, again, I don't want to like offend anyone, but if the dad is like, honestly, I get it, bro. Like my son was kind of, he was probably like,
if you,
I don't necessarily think Carmelo Anthony is a savage. I don't think that. I think it's what I feel like he was a person who was prepared to defend himself, and unfortunately, the worst case scenario happened. It's a tragedy. I think it was a mistake, but how we even get ourselves into the position for this to even happen is I feel like more of the conversation that needs to be happening. Because why would you feel the need to defend yourself in the first place if you didn't feel attacked or threatened?
I mean, look, I think the fundamental problem with the whole case is the idea of turning something that is, a tragic, nuanced, whatever murder case into a racial conversation, into a this or them, black versus white fucking thing. That's pretty ridiculous.
This seems more like a bullying thing. Where like it's April, right? We're most of the way through the school year. These kids obviously knew each other. They're juniors or whatever in high school. They knew they obviously didn't like each other to begin with. This kid brought a knife to school probably because this dude fucks with him all the time. Or they fuck with each other, I don't know. Or just had a knife for some fucking reason. Like,
I will say,
the odds of this being a random racially targeted thing doesn't. I mean, it could be a deep-rooted, thing, but I don't know. I don't know
see
anything
that.
about this fucking situation to just jump to conclusions. I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
Max, I hate to say this, but can you turn into Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Flame?
Fuck me. Fixed it.
Thanks.
Anyway, this fucking kid got stabbed.
Yeah, no, I mean, crazy. And the way I see it is like, well, going to your point, Max, about the bullying thing, which is honestly I hadn't even considered, but there was recently a case over at a high school near me where a girl, she was getting like bullied and she had just come out of the psych ward, and she jumped on the roof and she killed herself. This happened a month ago.
This was near us.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
That was fucked up.
So, with
and
the
we all know
topic,
school admins do fuck all about any bullying in general.
I mean, there were, luckily for us, like the kids who are in our school. I feel like we just had like, even because we're your part, but like I feel like the 2 years that we did graduate, we were still tight knit enough to be like, okay, the one kid who like everybody made fun of, we would at least give him an so he felt included.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of passive aggressive bullying at our school versus just straight up like beating kids up and like shit like that. It was more just like gang, not gang, but like ganging up on someone and like calling them names at the worst, but then like kind of laughing it off and walking away versus like.
I don't think it got into the level of like you're harassed.
No.
At least in our.
It's like doing something to seem cool in front of your friends.
Right. Whereas, I don't know, the mental health conversation is like kind of interesting because I felt like we were making with everything. I felt like a lot of the social conversation we were making headway on, and now we've like sort of like backslid like a lot. It's
I just don't think any singular situation is emblematic of an entire cultural conversation.
Sure.
Like, this one thing happened to one kid there, how many people live,
They could have just had beef.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if this fucking kid was some psycho who stabbed this other kid, what does that really have to do with all black kids or something? Like,
yeah, that's what
that's
I
where
don't
it
want to
just
jump
gets
to conclusions.
completely ridiculous.
Right.
Unless he has a manifesto, you can't really. You can only figure out like situational things that may have contributed, but nothing for certain. Like, why did this kid have a knife to begin with?
Right.
Figure that out, I guess. Okay.
So yeah, no, I mean, I guess.
Punch me and see what happens. And the kid said, "What's going to happen?" And he went, And then the kid went,
Bro was dead ass too much Degrassi. That's kind of like that basically happened in Degrassi.
Basically.
You were a fan of Drake. Yeah, this is a track meet at Texas. Where are you keeping the knife in your little track shorts? You know?
Pulled it out of his backpack.
Man, fuck a backpack. No more backpacks in Texas. Unless they got like a Kevlar plate in them. Keep yourself safe during the yearly shooting.
Yeah.
So this is what I'll say, to conclude. Sympathies go out, thoughts and prayers go out for all the people affected. But I like what Hayden said in terms of like this shouldn't be emblematic. Or I guess it's like we don't always have to make some sort of overarching cultural critique for every singular situation that happens.
Yeah.
I think that is a good point.
These are just a couple of fucking kids in Texas,
Like sweeping general.
I will make the sweeping generalization that kids in Texas are fucked up.
I mean, kids in Florida, like I said, we just had a girl jump off the roof here in New York. So it's like,
yeah,
is it just,
No.
I don't know. I guess I will take back what I just said though and say that we are living with neuroses is becoming more common, or it's easier to spot when there's so many cultural contradictions in day-to-day life. You know what I'm saying? It creates an antagonistic environment.
Mm-hmm.
When eggs are $20, that just doesn't sit well.
Yeah,
that's all.
If trauma goes between people, so does stress.
Exactly. I mean, you could kind of attest to this, Hayden, where it's like, when there's dysfunction going on, it creates that anger.
Sure. I don't know exactly what
angry,
you mean by
person.
I can attest, but yeah.
I mean, you were kind of. I mean, you had a little hot streak going on for a couple of years.
What do you mean?
You mean like in high school?
Yeah.
A hot streak in what sense?
I'm saying you would just get pissed.
Oh yeah.
You did say I'm pissed a lot.
Hayden was
literally a catchphrase of yours. Is I'm pissed. every single one of your friends has like mental health issues, so like,
yeah,
you can attest.
That's what I'm trying.
I mean, I still don't know if I would have stabbed somebody in the chest, but.
I don't know if I would have killed the guy for telling me to, but
I had a lot of rage fantasies in high school.
But then again, I feel like I don't know, when it comes to bullying, I had a very interesting experience with bullying because it's not like I was heavily bullied, but I was definitely, there were people who used to pick on me, throw spitballs at me, and I got shoved in a garbage can a couple times, and so there's things where like, and people used to make fun of me, make fun of when my breath smelled, or just like random shit throughout in high school.
High school, turned around though.
Yeah, for sure. Like my freshman year of high school, maybe. But it's like, I eventually I found my way, but it's like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like there is a certain level of like, you like, depending on how bad the harassment is like the retaliation on your end of like, I'll show them. like that can foster, but I don't know.
No, it
I don't.
certainly does. I've had like, if you just have someone that lacks a certain amount of self-control and you put them in a certain amount of like fucked up situations day in and day out, they will lose it after a while, and it's unfortunate. Like usually it doesn't end up with stabbing somebody, but if you make that an easy thing for someone to do, it might, like, again, not to say that's indicative of society or anything huge like that, but we've all been pissed off in high school at somebody. Can you imagine being pissed off at this person every day? Like,
yeah,
you have like a lot less just self-control in high school in general. Like your brain isn't there yet emotionally. Like, you're doing puberty.
I
You're
like that you
angry,
played
you're horny.
that Mario hit sound exactly when I killed the little dwarf guy. That's pretty good.
Nice one. I would usually get my rage out in terms of like imagining scenarios not where I would kill somebody, but where I torture somebody in high school. And I think that was a lot more.
That's sadistic.
Yeah, it was better for me. And it was fun to think about. It's like I'm gonna follow them home in the winter. I'm gonna put a bucket of water outside their door. I'm gonna ice in front of their door so when they leave in the morning they slip and break their leg.
I mean, we definitely used to. There were definitely victims of our piss and vinegar.
Oh, you're joking, baby.
So I guess I don't. I leave my knife at home. But I don't. I honestly don't. So I've actually never done. I bring the knife with me. Like, I don't.
Stop! I literally can't even hear him.
So
I'm saying I don't really bring my knife around with me, like looking for that sort of attention. Rarely do I feel the need to protect myself in that way.
Yeah.
I just don't like putting myself in those scenarios. And then I don't know. It's like if you are in that kind of scenario, I was thinking about this the other day actually. Maybe it's my age too, because they're younger. But if with my age, it's like sometimes sometimes you just gotta walk away. Is really just what I'm trying to say. Like even if like, oh, you're a pussy, you're a bitch, it's like at the end of the day, somebody's life is lost. It could have been the reverse too, right? Where he thinks he has the upper hand, they kill him. Now he's dead when he could have walked away. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I was just talking to my brother about this the other day because, he lives in New York City. I was on the phone with him and he was riding his bike home from work or riding a bike. And like someone jumped out in the street and just screamed at him, like trying to scare him. Like, and I was on the phone with him and they were like, "Ugh!" And then he looked back and they're like, "Were you gonna do something?" Like just being a fuck. Obviously, either trying to antagonize him just for fun or trying to rob him or whatever. And he was telling me like it pissed him off because like he knows like if he could probably go there and just kick that dude's ass, but he also knows that like you don't know. Like you could just he could do that and just go get shot or stabbed or something because he's riding a bike through Harlem.
Yeah.
So it isn't worth it most of the time to fight people. It's more worth it just to leave.
Yeah.
In the long run of being alive.
That's just the more mature thing, but like you have to like really start thinking about it with this like it's okay, like it's not only is it okay to walk away, like it's good, like we need to just normalize walking away. And like certain times there's scenarios where like that's not an option, or fuck it. You're just ready to go. And like you're like, I can fuck it, I can take it. And if you can, hit him with a 2-piece just because for fun. I don't think that's that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, stabbing someone, I feel like I I mean, I don't know this situation specifically, but unless I felt like I really needed to defend myself from like severe physical harm, I I would try to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, I mean that's reserved for like you keep that thing on you or whatever in terms of like someone's gonna jump you, you're gonna get robbed or whatever.
Right.
It's not for like you're pissing me off. You know what, dude? Let me tell you something. Oh!
And a lot of the times, like if you're stabbing someone, it's either in the heat of the moment, you're either immediately incapacitating them or they don't really feel it. Like if you're in a fight and you're stabbing some, like I mean you feel it, but like you know what I mean? Like it's you have adrenaline going, so it's not gonna
Right.
stop you. It's either not gonna stop you or it's gonna kill you. So like for a fight, it's stupid. You're better off having like a fucking hammer, or if you're trying to de-escalate, like show a gun through your pants. Like, you know,
Show my big fat dong.
not the move. And hopefully this
No.
get learned. It's not the move.
And so it's a terrible situation all around. Mental health matters. Glad we have this stream. Thanks too. And this is the way that we stop from killing someone with a knife. We get on here, we talk about our problems, we talk about how shitty is, and
what?
How shitty Disney is.
Chicken jockey.
And chicken motherfucking jockey. And, we learn to live another day. So, that's basically all my thoughts on it, and I appreciated y'all's input on it too, because I hadn't really thought about it like that. Like a lot of the things we talked about today, I feel like I got a new perspective on. So,
Well, I love that for you. And I'm full of sage wisdom, so.
Because you're a fucked up individual who's always angry. You can attest to that. No, I love saying that mental health is important, but on the real, it's important to just talk. I think a concrete thing to give to people, it's important to talk to your friends about your mental health in a real way, or have someone to. Like, just I feel like it's not empty to say that mental health is important, because it is important to spread that message, but for a lot of people, they just hear that and it does not too much for them. So I think I would just tack onto that, like, talk to someone when you feel pissed off, or when you feel depressed or sad, or when you feel it all. Like, if you get your thoughts out there, that can help a lot.
You feel like the world is on your shoulders. No, you just gotta let it go.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like the opposite of what I just said.
Super Mario in real life.
Yeah, if you're stressed, just talk about it. Yeah, if you're stressed, fuck it. Fuck you.
I'm playing, honestly. I agree with you.
Bottle that shit up till you blow up. Stab somebody at
Plug it up.
Texas track meet.
Plug it up.
Or whatever.
But yeah, I've got a secret agenda as to why I've joined.
Okay. Gay.
Yeah, I'm gay. No, the other reason is I watched the Minecraft movie again tonight. That's why I was a little bit late to the showing.
Round deuce.
Yeah, round
Chicken
deuce.
jockey.
I got to say, this time the theater did not. We were the only people doing the shouting, so we probably felt like we probably were assholes. but it didn't matter because we were having a really good time shouting. I got 2 new friends to watch the Minecraft movie with us. Not new
Sure.
friends, old friends, but new to
Yes,
the
yes, a new flock, a new
experience.
crew pulling up.
Right. And I'd just like to say that, yet another example of Hayden spouting bullshit just out of his mouth. He was like,
Jesus Christ.
they didn't have the
Chicken
map,
jockey.
giant plot hole that how the fuck did they know how to get to the Woodland Mansion, right? How the fuck did the 2 women, I still don't remember their names. I just
Right, which is great. Peak writing, right? You've seen it 2 times. Can you bring up? Oh, by the way, Max, can you cue up that TikTok? Can we play that? But
Dawn and Natalie, by the way.
Dawn and Natalie, yeah. So Dawn and Natalie, they make it there. You know why? It's because they don't get the map. You're right. They don't get the map, but they find Dennis. Yeah, they give Dennis a
they
bone.
find the
and
dog.
Dennis, sends right all the way to Mr. Jack Black, and I think that's awesome. That shows love.
Chicken jockey.
It also gives purpose to the character. Might be this isn't something that they said like in any of the trailers or anything. It was kind of like an insider thing, but all of the main characters are supposed to represent a different type of Minecraft player, which I thought was very interesting. The main kid and they consider him the modder, right? Which is why he's able to make non-Minecraft shit. That he makes the spud gun. He makes the boots of swiftness iron golem, things like that. The sister, Natalie, is the fighter. So she's all about fighting, and that's where she builds the diamond sword.
Sure.
The other thing is Dawn is the animal lover. Just somebody who goes on Minecraft to collect a bunch of animals.
And say
she does.
butt crack.
Chicken jockey.
Garrett's the noob, bro. And I think that's a fun interpretation of all the characters. Is like
I think that's reading way
I think
too
that's
far.
horseshit, and those stereotypes don't even exist in actual Minecraft.
But it's
Chicken
not
jockey.
because it's literally what Mojang said about the movie.
Then Mojang's just
Chicken
They're
jockey.
gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say. 29 people wrote the movie.
Yeah, she's the fighter because she made a sword. I'm sorry, everybody makes a sword in Minecraft.
Yeah, but she also beats the fuck out of all of them.
Right.
And then the kid shoots everybody with a gun, and then the other
They
guy...
all kick ass at the end, and it's poggers.
Yeah. She's nothing.
Sure.
She's a stupid bitch, is what she is.
You
She's
know,
a woman. That's
I'm
your
smelling
stereotype.
a lot of
Again,
hatred.
don't talking to me like I fucking gave this movie a 1 out of 5. It's bullshit.
We laughed.
I gave it a 2.5. I thought
You
that's
liked it.
more than fair for the fucking Minecraft movie.
Bung just hates
Chicken
bisexual.
jockey.
Okay, what do you think? Did you see the thing about instead of Jack Black, they were supposed to get what's his name, Matt Berry?
Matt Berry, which would have been fucking sick, but kids would not have appreciated it as much. I would have loved that, and I probably would have liked the movie
I'm Steve.
way more too. But if you got fucking Matt Berry to be Steve, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Chicken jockey.
As a child,
There was some
I
guy on
yearned for the
Twitter.
mines.
Well, I think it was on TikTok actually, but I saw it on Twitter. He was doing the lines as if, yeah, he was doing it, and yeah, he sounded pretty much like that, which is funny.
Yeah,
Maybe he would have said like chicken jockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken jockey.
But what I will say, we were behind this little girl, and she was having a fucking great time. And I gotta say, yet again, I I am what's it called, redeemed, because when Dawn lands on her butt and goes, "Ow, my butt," the kid burst into laughter, and I thought it was awesome. Which
I'm a bully.
that's always a fun thing.
Sure.
Sorry, my brain scattered. I am fighting the Belfry gargoyles, underleveled.
How far into the movie were you before you punched the little girl in the head?
It was
You're
right at the
texting.
end. She tried to get up while the credits were rolling, and she was like, "The movie's over," and I was like, "You fucking idiot child!" There's a post-credit scene that explains lore,
Yeah.
Actually, there is a funny story about that. So they were getting up to leave, but I saw that she had a little Alex plushie that she had brought in. Alex is the girl character of Minecraft that basically Microsoft added when they first took over Minecraft. So Alex has been a thing for a while now. But yeah, she had a little doll of Alex, and I was like, oh, there is something that has Alex in it at the end of the movie. And so the little kid stayed for the end of the movie, and it's a very quick little teaser, but it's hi, I'm Alex, right? Thing. And I heard the little girl say to her parents, because little kids aren't quiet by any means. Oh, look at that, huzzah! But she was like, yeah, that wasn't worth it. Which is really fucking funny to hear.
That's pretty funny.
I didn't want to wait for that. It's like, all right.
Yeah, was it worth it, kid?
Fair enough.
I got a man watching Chicken Jockey on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, she was fucking 5 years old,
Holy
so
shit.
props on her
Yeah,
for
but
making
what
it through a movie.
Chicken Jockey on my iPad.
What, Epic Chicken Jockey on the iPad?
I mean, this movie is very much like ADHD fucking.
I resent that.
You can pay attention. It's fucking crash, boom, bang, chicken jockey. Ah! I'm screaming. I'm singing. I'm 69ing. I'm flying.
All right, Hayden. Yeah, like you didn't
I didn't
when
even say
they
it like I
won the
didn't
Epic-
lie. I just look. I
when they
just
won
am
the
saying.
Epic
Aiden hates
69
the
position.
movie.
Right.
Aiden hates me.
Can you please play that TikTok though, Bex, please?
Yes, I will right now. Here it is. It's just this with song, so I'm just putting the image. It says
Every woman character. Oh, yeah, you go. You read it.
No, you can read it. You're the guest.
All right, every woman character in a Minecraft movie reading the script just to see they have no impact on the story and they're there just to film reaction shots.
Yeah.
Liked that. I did like the video itself, but I guess it's just him looking around.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. If those women wouldn't run their mouth so much, maybe they'd get a spy. But if it's this, that all day long, right? It's like
We need to cut the chicks out of this movie.
Give me a break.
Too many chicks in this movie.
Not
I'm
enough.
sure children.
Between the fighter and the animal handler, oof, too many chicks. Need more modders and noobs.
Exactly.
And vets.
See, it comes so fucking easy to you that you already remember exactly all of the archetypes that they were.
Yeah, therefore it's correct.
Yeah.
Therefore it's correct and fucking a good representation, I think, yeah.
I definitely think it's boggers for sure.
La 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 lava, chicken.
Next time I fucking play Minecraft, I'm only handling animals.
Yeah.
No fighting.
No chicken jockey.
No swords. No mods. No Optifine. Okay. It's 4 a.m.
But yeah.
Yeah, did Velvet fall asleep?
Maybe.
He's asleep. But he's still on. You gotta kick him off.
Do you want me to kick him off?
He's asleep. We could just leave it up until we end, though. That's funny.
That would be kind of funny. All right, let's end then.
Minecraft movie, secret server story. Just throw everything up. And
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll do all of the.
I gotta say, Belfry Gargoyles in 5. You know, I'm. If any gamers are watching, like that's pretty good for someone who hasn't played Dark Souls in like 3 months.
Yeah. Just applauded you. Oh, we got Daredevil Born Again too. Color Source 3, of course. Can't forget. Yeah, I've got everything open now, so we can end.
Cool. We should leave it like this, like every week.
That would be pretty funny. Bet a lot of people would enjoy this. They're watching on their phone. I'm the size of like a grain of rice.
Ronnie just called me mid. This is fucked up.
There, I got you.
Thank you, my hero.
This is the story of how I became the greatest hero.
The Minecraft hero. I do got to say that one of the most fucked up things is that, you know, Mojang right before the movie released with their Minecraft Live stuff, they just revealed to us that that the ghasts are like creatures that are just in eternal suffering in the Nether, and they actually don't want to be there. Rather than just being like evil ghost monsters. And then we had a movie where we just blew the fuck out of like 20 billion of them, and you know that says something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does say something.
It says something about the morality of Minecraft.
Did you fuck Dennis? Dennis is sapient.
I think Dennis would fuck me.
It's an immortal dog.
You know, speaking of animals fucking white women, how many women do you think like when they're in that situation, do they believe that the dog started it?
That's a Key and Peele sketch. Where he thinks he sees a little dog running around and he goes, "You've been fucking this dog," and then he walks with the dog. He's like, "How dare you sleep with my whatever?" But and obviously, it turns out she's actually fucking the guy, and that's just his dog.
Yeah,
awesome.
This kid. What's up?
I mean, dogs have like the brain capacity of a toddler, right?
Yeah,
like a 5-year-old at most.
Well, if they're a smart dog.
Me when I'm a pedophile and a dog fucker.
Yeah.
I see no issues with this.
If you get a really hold on. If you get a really smart bonobo monkey or bonobo, I forget how to pronounce it, the one that's most genetically similar to human.
It's not a monkey, it's an ape. Stupid asshole.
You get the bonobo ape. Most genetically similar animal.
I think it's bonobo, but yeah.
Can I finish my fucking sentence?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And then you get one that's 18 years old and get the smartest one. Can you ethically fuck them?
You know, the bonobos are interesting because they're the only ape species that are like matriarchal, and they're really interesting in general because they solve like all conflicts by fucking, because they come from an area that was like always like resource bountiful. So all of the other traits that like apes have and that like we have too, right, is like resource guarding, like we get like really fucking angry over shit, like they've kind of like evolved out of that. and so like issues are solved by like giving head to the other monkeys and shit. So you know, I don't know.
You're saying it's very ethical.
I don't know if you were gonna have a freak off, if you were gonna have a freak off with an ape, which is already unethical, the most ethical, unethical freak off you could have was if a matriarchal female bonobo had you have sex with it to conflict resolute some prior action. I think it's unethical as a whole, but I think that's the closest to, you know, that's where you get there.
That's a great point.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
One can take it out this time.
Bye, bye, buoy. Bye, buoy. Don't go to your local zoo and don't jump in the bonobo enclosure and don't get head from a funky monkey because that would be a little fucking weird. Bye, buoy.
Follow us on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube.
Thanks for the support tonight.
Yeah, thanks for the subs, the gift subs, and the bits, and the balls, and the bitches, and the walls, and the party, and the
Chicken jockey.
If you see a female Minecraft fan, fucking kill them in the street, okay? They are not allowed in the culture. The Minecraft movie showed us that, right? It is for men only. Bye. Bye.